Hello there, everyone. My name is Waba, and what you're about to watch is Mental Health Monday. It's a podcast that I do every single week live on Twitch, link in the description below. We talk with 1 to 2 guests, sometimes 3, on a topic of the month, and purely I'm just asking them about their experience with this topic. Either they have personally gone through this or they have dealt with it in some manner in a personal way. The purpose of these talks is to bring education to others and to bring awareness to these issues, and that mental health is real, mental health matters, it's okay to not be okay, and more to the point, it's okay to talk about it, and it's okay to reach out for help. There's a lot that goes into Mental Health Monday. It's very intentional, and we have a bit of a check-in usually before the talks. In addition, I myself am trained as a mental health counselor. I have a master's in mental health counseling. Now, I never, ever, ever will claim that I am anyone's therapist online. I'm a mental health advocate, and I will share resources to the day I die. But as far as help goes, I highly encourage anyone out there to seek your own help. I have resources both on my Twitch page, but also in my Discord under resources, and highly encourage anyone to seek professional help if you are struggling with something that the people on my podcast are talking about with their experiences. In addition, they're raw, uncut, and unscripted. I usually have a few questions to kind of structure it a little bit, but we might go off the rails sometimes, have some casual conversations. Other questions might be asked, delving into details. All things considered, I put a content warning out there at the beginning of my talks usually, right before we jump into them. And it's just to say, hey, show some respect, towards the guests and their stories, first of all, obviously. But more importantly, if a topic comes up that might be potentially triggering, feel free to click off the video, feel free, to click off the stream, during the stream, or mute the tab, whatever, come back when you feel comfortable. I don't wish to trigger anyone, but I want these talks to be as unrestricted as possible so that folks can tell their story in their best words. Your discretion is advised depending on the nature of the subject. So with that out of the way, I just want to welcome you into this video. Feel free to skip ahead as well. I'll put a timestamp in the description. And with that, enjoy Mental Health Monday and welcome into the Waba fam, your mental health talk place and queer safe space. Take care. Hello.
Hello.
How's it
Oh,
going?
caught me off. I was vibing with the intro.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. Alerts are muted now. I did remember to mute alerts, so don't worry. Sound alerts are also paused as well. So,
Got it.
hi, Hito.
Hello. How goes it?
Oh, it goes well. Long time no talk. How's
It's
things
been a
been?
it's been a year.
It's been a year. God, I feel like it hasn't been until since last year I saw you.
I know,
It's
right?
wild. Wild. Oh man,
Oh
good to
man.
see you, buddy. Been a whole
It's
year.
fun that we could actually make that joke, but it actually does feel like a year because of the year it has been.
Yeah, serious. Yeah, we're 3 days into this year. What the fuck? Oh, also I forgot to put the music back on. I was gonna put it on low. There we go.
Listen. Music is fine. Music is chill.
Well, yeah, I just forgot to put it back on. Is what I was saying.
No, because I was hearing I was hearing the roost, and I was like,
Oh yeah. That's for the intro video.
I can't drink coffee, but you know what? This makes me want to take a risk right now. This song.
Drink coffee.
I can't drink coffee.
I mean, neither can I. Hold on.
Like,
Putting on my cat cam as well.
I mean, coffee with pigeon milk. Yes.
Pigeon milk?
Animal Crossing.
Why would you put
Who,
pigeon milk?
who puts his own pigeon milk in the thing just to give it like a creamy and delicious taste? Literally the description of the person describing the drink, by the way.
That sounds awful. Anyway, welcome to Health Monday, everyone. Oh man, Hito, how's your mental health?
Um, it comes and goes, but we're getting there. I'm okay today, at least.
That's good.
All right.
I like Sky's
So
little face just perked up. Yeah, so
let's.
we're talking today about gender and sexuality. Woo woo woo. So normally we define this, and I suppose, we still could just for whatever. Just for consistency's sake. So what's gender and sexuality? Hito?
I don't know. I'm kidding. No.
Oh
So
man, I don't know. Talk
I
over
don't know.
everyone.
You know
Have
what?
a good night. Let's go home.
We just have to
Oh
be right.
man. Well, we had a good mental health Monday. Everyone, stream over. That's it. You can't do anything else. I'm sorry. Bye. 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 No. All right.
I'll get your butt over here. No. So gender is basically your identity. Your sexuality is who you love, essentially, or the type of people you love,
Who you're attracted to,
etc., etc.
etc., etc.
That's the basic
And
breakdown.
there's also breakdowns of gender as well. Like there's gender expression and then gender identity. So gender identity is like what gender you identify as, and it could be male, it could be female, it could be something else in between. It could be non-binary, it could be gender queer, gender fluid, and there's all sorts of various terms that we could define as well.
As a point of gender expression being that you want to express that certain identity within, let's say, things like clothing or appearance or overall in general. Like that's where it goes off.
Good job. Google.
Biggest, not even Google, just off the top of my head. And only reason why I do that is because I have friends that perform in drag and like to express themselves femininely or even masculinely with drag kings. So
I have an informed guest. It is a beautiful thing.
I will go. Oh, trust me, I will go into a lot of things.
I love it. Please, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Gender is huge. Gender's I don't know, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, clothy woolly stuff. I don't know.
Clothy woolly. I actually do plan on doing something dress related at one point on stream. Let's hope that can happen. I just hope we can reach that point.
I put a dress on once because I was just feeling myself.
It's like I'm pretty.
I am pretty. I had a galaxy dress. It was very nice.
Yo,
I like it.
See, you can't go wrong with a galaxy dress. That's why Rosalina wears one all the time.
Exactly.
And
yeah, people do get it confused all the time. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. My new gender. Today's gender. Actually, there's a Twitter out there that's like gender of the day.
Gender of the day. Attack helicopter F50.
Today's gender of the day is wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. Honestly. But yeah, so sexuality is just who you're attracted to, literally. And it's also on a spectrum, like, you could be attracted to masculine folks, you could be attracted to feminine folks, you could be attracted to just cis males, just cis females, you could be attracted to everyone, attracted to no one. You could not experience sexual attraction. There's also romantic attraction as well,
And you could also not experience that either.
You cannot experience that either. Yeah, you could be aromantic and you could be asexual, or you could be very romantic. You could be panromantic and asexual,
or you could just simply be ace,
or you just be ace entirely, just completely ace. Yeah. People also confuse gender identity with biological sex all the time. Yes, we should also address that as well. First off, for sure. Yeah, so people sometimes are like, well, your gender is what you're born as. And it's like, well, no, that's not really how it is. For the most part, majority of folks are, you're born as a boy and you grow up as a boy and you identify as a man. That's how it is for a lot of folks. But for also a lot of folks, sometimes you're born as a guy, or they deem you a boy at birth because they're like, yep, the penis is big enough. Because this is something they still do, which is they perform surgery on literal fucking just born babies. If your dick isn't big enough, congrats, you're a girl now. Yeah, that's shit they still do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, shit they still do. Anyway, yeah, so you grow up and you're like, you know what? I'm not vibing with this whole boy thing. And I want to start identifying as something that's not that. And the fact that, because I had an interesting conversation with a person on Omegle the other day. By the way, I talked with my mods, everyone. I'm not going to go on Omegle anymore to try to recruit folks. It's been 50-50, which is honestly a pretty good ratio, all things considered. But it's not worth like the potential risk, because my mods warn me against like some other like super hate groups on there. So
Yep.
oh well,
Omegle strong with that
not
one.
gonna be worth anyway. Moving on. So yeah. What was I gonna say? Right. I was gonna say, someone asked me what is the purpose in today's society of non-binary, and I said it's just to exist. The fact that the fact that people that are not one gender or another can show to other folks like, hey, you don't have to be one way or another. Like, you don't have to conform to these societal norms. And obviously everyone like doesn't like entirely conform to them, but it's still helpful to say, hey, you have a third option. And hell, like with neo pronouns and stuff and neo genders, like you have way more than just a third option. Like, you can just be your own unique thing. You just do your thing, literally.
I believe there's also like a gender that revolves around things a little bit differently called
Thank you.
Xenogender, but two spirits as well is another thing that I looked up as well that I was
curious.
Because I think two spirits is sexuality though. I'm not entirely sure.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's
gender.
Okay.
So two spirit is very specifically to native tribes. I don't ask me which specific native tribes off the top of my head right now, but it's very specifically a native thing, Native American thing. Whereas it's effectively like a third gender, and it's kind of seen as a person who's like a great bridge between the male and the female kind of thing.
Actually, because
read it off.
So not even just read it off. It's something that I picked up again from one of my drag friends. It's considered in indigenous communities to be recognized as like 4 genders. So it goes into a whole thing where it's like it's feminine female, masculine female, feminine male, masculine male. It's kind of like specifically, it's basically the whole entire thing where it splits the 4 it splits the 2 the binary genders, but it acknowledges the fact that someone who is feminine may be male, and someone who is feminine can also be female. Someone who is masculine can be male, but someone who is masculine can also be female.
I believe I hope I'm not misquoting this, but I believe last I looked up to Spirit, it kind of like exists as like sometimes today you might feel more masculine, today you might feel more feminine. So it's kind of like gender fluidity, but for native folks in a very cultural sense. And exactly, as Gloryback said, there's other genders tied to cultures as well. And, people need to be well aware that a third gender, at least, has been existent in history all throughout history. Like, when people try to say, like, oh, well, gay people didn't exist before, the 19 whatever, it's because, they didn't fucking feel comfortable to come out. Because if they did come out, then they would get fucking lynched, literally. Like,
lynched, shamed, whatever you can ever think of. Anything that's on the negative side of it, at least.
Yep. Same with trans folks. Same with autistic folks. Same with genderqueer folks. Like, it's always been a thing. Hi, Snob. Welcome in. How you doing?
So, yeah, like that's some of the things I've gone into when it comes down to it. Like I've seen certain gender qualifications, and funny enough, I learned these things through Drag Race, and also some of the people that I've met that have actually competed on the show, and I've actually had a chance to talk with them and meet with them, and actually got a chance to speak with them. So, funny enough, I do watch their stuff a lot, their individual stuff, not just the show itself, and they actually go into a lot of things were going around the qualifications and differences between gender identity and sexuality, and they help me out a lot. Like, for example, there's going to be something very out of the ordinary in the Drag Race community, which is there's going to be someone competing who is expressing femininity but is a straight male, which caused a big divide, funny enough.
Why? That's literally what drag has been.
I know, trust me. This is where it gets good. This is where things get good. So people have associated drag because of a mainstream show and have thought, oh, only gay people can do drag. Only gay men can do drag. Yeah, exactly. So this is where See, this is where people who are ignorant
Drag has
to
always been about performance, not about sexuality or gender.
exactly, you know that, but
Like,
not many people on the internet know that
that
because
just
they.
confuses me so much. I'm like,
I
wait,
know, I know, I
most
know.
drag queens are straight males, though.
I know, but most people don't realize that drag was done a long time ago by straight males because at one point there were many people who were not able to do to act, to do certain theater, to do certain things like
Go back
that.
to the 1500s. Literally, all the actors were male, so they just had to get
Exactly.
boys or like really high pitched men who could do a good falsetto to play the women. Like,
Exact exactly. So when the internet was
it's
outraged
just
that
historical.
this one straight male who is a drag queen was competing, they're like, "That's heresy. That's bull." And I looked at it, and I'm like, um.
Heresy. I'm dead.
Drag has been a thing that's been going on for the longest in years, and you should pick up a book or find an article to read. Because honestly, the nastiness and disgustingness that is
Yeah.
the Instagram and Twitter posts of all of this disgustingness is just wrong. And I
Yeah.
look at this and I'm like, we live in a world where people do not want to progress. We have people that feel that, oh, traditions have to be followed. Men are supposed to be men, women are supposed to be women, and that's it. That's all it is. And
How about
if
people can be whatever the fuck they want to be?
thank you. I mean, I was told as a child to reach for the how high I want to. And you know what? If I want to wear a dress one day and wear my pants the next day, and you know what? What if I just don't want to wear nothing at all? You know, that's fine. I mean, not in public, but obviously that is fine. So,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's oh yeah, that's so weird, Snob. Like people like fucking like put folks on a pedestal, but then when it comes to like within their own community, they shame it. Like it doesn't make any
Yep.
sense.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, buff ass
And
fashion woman. Also, I like
like
how Snob said that gay people do not exist. We're all myths, akin to dragons. I'm like, does that mean I'm exempt from taxes? Ah, yes. I'd like to not pay taxes because I don't exist. I'm
oh
not
no, no,
real.
no. Oh no, no. Can we also talk about the fact that within the LGBT community there is also literally so much self-deprivation to everyone else? Like for example, bisexuals don't exist at all. That means I'm not even here. Waba, I'm just a ghost. Just I'm a unicorn. And so the joke with my
It's about to
partner
end
and
my
I
end call.
the the joke
My
between me and
partner
my
is also
partner.
bisexual. They're all.
I know. So my partner makes the joke. He's like, "Listen, they say that you're not real, that you're a unicorn." I'm like, "I'm a unicorn? Oh my fuck!
I thought you
Oh
were a
my god!"
bear.
Apparently not. Apparently I'm a
I
unicorn.
have been
Somebody,
deceived. This is
I've
not
been.
the Hito
I
that I
know.
asked for.
I
Get out of
know.
here.
Just
You're banned. Banned.
dang it. Okay, I'll go back to my Valhalla castle. Bye.
Better. Yeah, especially
But
bisexual men. Like bisexual women are like applauded, but if you're a bisexual man, nah, you're just pretending to be gay to get into like women's pants or something. Like
oh, do
it's
you want to
so
know the
icky.
reason that's a thing? You want to know one of the reasons why that's a thing?
Why is that a thing?
Because bisexuals are heavily sexualized in women, but with
Yes.
men we're treated like, oh, he's a
Closeted men.
heartbreaker, he's gonna do that, he's gonna do
Yeah.
all of this, that, oh, he's just saying this, oh, he's just doing that. There's so many negative things with bisexuals, but because of the fact that that sexuality couldn't go for women, it's because of the fact that
AIDS is
women,
another one as well, yeah.
yeah, women are seen to be more vulnerable in society's eye, which is very fucked up. So that's why, like, oh, they could be bisexual, they're meant to, you
Get out of
know,
here.
they can do it. They can get away with that. But when a man does it, it's wrong. It's kind of that same concept where if a man sleeps with another whole bunch of women, it's this double standard. Like if men sleep with a whole bunch of women, they're the man. They're able to do this. But if women do it, and in their society, they're shunned and treated and called whores. It's the double
Right.
standard thing that I cannot stand in
Oh, I
all of
can't
this.
stand it either. Sucks. It's dumb. Dumb shit.
Like
Yeah, but
people,
also AIDS epidemic. I mean, that was like mostly pitted onto gay men,
it,
but it
yo,
also goes for bi men as well.
yep.
Like shit,
Um,
Freddie Mercury kind of like, unfortunately by proxy, like
yeah,
that was kind of why people got all hissy about it.
yeah. I think one media that goes into the AIDS epidemic really well and
Yeah.
shows literally the disrespect of what happens to a man when they're going through that is
Mm-hmm.
Pose went into the AIDS epidemic really well. They
What was
described
it?
it.
What was it called?
The show's called Pose.
Pose. Okay.
Yeah. It's essentially a show that goes into basically to trans characters in the show that literally have suffered injustice, disrespect, and also going through the AIDS epidemic as well. And they actually go over like basically the struggles of basically trans folks and those who were afflicted by AIDS. And it really opened my eyes when you think about it,
Yeah.
when you see that, because they go into it from the 70s and 80s perspective, which obviously there's going to be like some very taboo terms that we don't use to this day, but in the 80s they obviously would use these terms at that time.
Right. Right.
So that definitely like opened my eyes a little bit. I was like, oh dang, now I actually understand why this is a big deal.
Have you seen
So
the Eds episode in Grey's Anatomy? I don't remember if I did or not. I might
i,
have. There's
I
a
don't
really few good like AIDS episodes, AIDS awareness episodes out there,
yeah.
and that does help a lot, honestly. But yeah.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of good media when it comes to like describing how AIDS affects people, including the person there, or how other people might actually get that outside perspective. And honestly,
Yeah.
it's bothersome. I mean, we could be grateful now that we're in a time where HIV/AIDS can be handled pretty easily now, at least, but
Well,
it's
it's
still it's
manageable slash
manageable.
slash they have gotten better with like treatments of like
Yeah.
specifically they've gotten better with the treatment of like if you think you might have gotten caught AIDS, you can like
Mhm.
you can take like a fuck ton of supplement and you can potentially just like not have AIDS.
Yeah.
Like, but like it's like this as soon as like it happens, you have to go to a hospital and just be like, hey, I think I might have caught HIV, and they give you a bunch of supplements, and you can just like completely stop being having AIDS, and like then just like fucking boot it out of your system before it gets started up.
Yeah.
Fuck
I
people who
mean,
are biphobic exclusively to bi men. Yeah, that does
yeah.
happen though, and
Um
honestly, okay. And so there's like fucking several layers to that as well. So it's not just biphobia. I feel like it's also secretly like fucking like also on top of that is super sexist. It is super kind of transphobic in a way as well. Um, but it's like it's just like a multi-layered thing. If you're exclusively biphobic only to bi men, like you hold up bi women, but like bi men, you're like nah, you're not real. You're not a thing.
again, to agree with you on the fact that it's multi-layered. When you think about it like
Yeah.
this, people always like, especially I can speak. um
Yeah, we discovered
um
English is hard. I had to have a reboot today.
yeah. But since women, especially throughout the years, have been probably the object of sex activity, like, catcalling women, treating them like they're
Sexual
meant to do
objectivity, you
that.
mean?
They're these exactly, yeah, that sexual objectivity.
Like they're being
Being
sexual objects.
bisexual is just like the little slice of cinnamon that most men
Sure.
enjoy, and that's the very dumb part about it. Like they're like,
Is
oh,
isn't it transphobic? I said it and then I was like, wait, is it? Like it kind of is. Also, sorry, it's ad break time, so we're giving us a minute and a half. We're gonna run an ad. I'm gonna ask Hito a question. I know
mhm.
everyone on YouTube is gonna be confused, but
Sure
gotta
thing.
click the thing. All right, Hito, quick. In the
Mhm.
ad, tell us what is the meaning of life?
Tacos, food, video games. I don't know the answer. I'm sorry. I'm bad at quizzes. Pop quiz. 10 other things.
Yeah. So I think it definitely is transphobic because if you're exclusively just targeting bi men, you're basically saying only women are valid to be
Mhm.
bisexual. And even then, I feel like you're just like being a fucking uh, what is it called? Trans exclusionary radical feminist turf
That.
or trash. My
Tra-
fellow's a bi man. It's great because I also like men. So we can talk about our attraction to men all the time. It's such a bonding experience, and I love it so fucking much. It's awesome, yeah. how people in the community want to push out trans people. Yeah, oftentimes people who are biphobic are also transphobic. Like I feel like all those like sexual phobic folks kind of same like just circle around.
Another thing within biphobia, which gets me frustrated, ironically enough, as I said before, they become the object of ridicule within their own community, because you'll have the men in that community that goes, "Oh, but you are gay. You're just confused," and it hurts even more when you think about it, because the people from the straight point of view of it were like, "Oh, you like men too? No, you can't do that. You just probably haven't met the right girl." And then it's within the community, it's the opposite. It's like, "Oh, you're bi? No, you haven't just met the right guy." So it's like you're getting it both from the outside perspective and the inside perspective, and it's just very terrible, because when you think about it, it's like,
from the break, by the way, we're talking about biphobia still.
Yeah.
I enjoy bisexual women not because it's sexy, because I can relate to them much better, like sitting on a bench and people watching, right? It'll be like, damn, she got dumpy, and then he'll go look at a guy and it's like he's like, we just kind of vibe, right? Exactly. I can just be like, that guy is hot and she doesn't bat an eye, right? Exactly. Yeah, same. Exactly. I feel the same when it comes to me and my partner. My partner doesn't find anyone attractive, but I'm pansexual. They're bisexual.
Yeah. With me, and this is another thing to go into, open relationships. Being in my relation, like,
oh God.
I have a few.
Okay, hold on. Before you go into that for a second, because you just fucking triggered something else in me. A lot of people assume that if you're bisexual, so in addition to all the biphobia stuff we've already named, but the other thing I was thinking of is like bi people are seen as like extra slutty and extra promiscuous, and also like instantly okay with fucking open relationships. Like there's this weird that's exactly what I was about to talk about. Don't think like whenever someone says, "Oh, we're looking for our unicorn," basically, they're looking for a bi woman to just fuck them. But ironically, a lot of times in those kind of relationships, it's coming from a place of heteronormativity. So honestly, it just ends up being, no, I just want a second woman that I can fuck and have control over. And if this woman tries to touch my woman's gonna be like, ew, icky. I don't do that with girls. I don't like girls that way, And it's just gonna be, again, more transphobia, more biphobia. Yay. Hi, Polly. Welcome in. That's the actual worst. Don't tell anyone who we're attracted to. It's like gay guys. They often try to tell me I'm gay, not a girl. Oh my God. Yeah. Again, transphobia. Hello. Just absolutely not understanding trans is a thing. Literally the only category I'm not sexually attracted to are gay men. Oh, and also how people assume that bi person has picked a side. Yeah. Literally. Hello. Like we look like a hetero couple. We are far from it.
Like in my case, like I've seen so many friends of mine who are in a polyamorous relationship or in an open relationship suffer with that stupid motif, because at the end of the day, it's like, oh, we like to sleep with other people. Oh, that's gross and nasty. And here's the thing: to expect everything from your part. I don't know why they say stuff like that.
Why is it gross and nasty? The fuck?
Because they think, oh, you're spreading around the disease and then you don't care about your partner. These are stupid things that I've heard literally in conversation. You go to any certain area sometimes and you hear this. New York has a lot of people in the city that like to talk all of this stuff about about the LGBT community. They don't know the first thing about it. And even more so on that, it's like everyone has an opinion about something that they don't
fucking know anything about.
Know nothing about, don't do the research, don't do anything. And so the frustrating part about it is I heard this conversation from a random woman in a Barnes and Nobles. I know, ironically enough, a Barnes and Nobles, a place of reading and a chance to look up something that can actually help you. She didn't apparently thought to pick up a book on this. She says, quote unquote, oh, people in open/polyamorous relationships are just horny shits that don't give a crap about their health. Watch, they'll exactly. This came out of her mouth, verbatim. And so this is where I got frustrated.
I would have turned around and smacked her. I've been like, you're dumbass if you think that.
I know. I literally turned around, left, and said, you are very uneducated to even say that in a public place, and walked away. Because it's not my job to educate her on that.
Yeah.
But two, for her to even say that in a public place was downright disrespectful because
Super
you know what?
disrespectful.
I have many friends who are in a polyamorous or an open relationship. And here's the thing that really got me frustrated in this. It's the fact that I know all of these people that are in this type of relationship, and even more so on that, they're nothing like that. Example, I have two friends that are in an open relationship and they respect the hell out of each other.
Exactly.
They have ground rules. They speak to each other about their experiences together, and even more. What?
What you're describing is called an ethical polyamorous relationship.
Exactly.
Wild.
Exactly. They do all of that, and here's the thing. So to hear this woman disrespect, just to hear that come out of her mouth in public was even more frustrating because I'm like, you are very wrong because you are literally just putting all of these things out there. You haven't even educated yourself on the first thing that is possible in any relationship. And the fact that you would expect so much from your one partner and to put all of your needs have to be met by your partner is absolutely unethical. And here's why.
Yeah, so dumb.
Here's why. If you expect the world from your partner, you are putting so much expectations and pressure on them. And that is why most relationships can end up breaking as well, because you have put all those things.
It doesn't have to be a poly relationship either that we're talking about, just any relationship. If you don't communicate, if you just have all these weird assumptions and expectations of your partner, you're going to be disappointed, then you're going to get annoyed, you're going to get frustrated, and then you're going to lash out, and then your partner's going to be like, what the fuck?
And altogether, that's a toxic relationship.
You know, you're just being toxic to each other and to yourself, you know? Exactly. I feel like in my experience that a lot of polyamorous people just generally communicate so well with each other, and that's because they have to, you know? They fucking have to. If they don't communicate, then how the fuck are you gonna, like, maintain a poly relationship? Like, dead ass.
Exactly.
Oh, shit. I was gonna set up a thing. Crap. Let me see if I can set up a thing. Hold on.
The thing?
I had a really cool thing to do. Yeah, with comments, because I can set up a thing. But it's fine. Keep talking. Keep riffing.
But yeah, all in all together, it's disgusting how people can always say some very, very ignorant and dumb shit all the time about people and their relationships and not realize that the people affected by them are actually experiencing themselves. Like, they don't have any experience in this. Why are you talking all this smack about somebody that you have no reason to? Worry about your own damn life. Worry about your own relationship. Your husband's probably cheating on you because you expect the world from him. You don't know, but you want to just disrespect someone else. Don't go into someone else's pool to just wash your feet in it, because it's very disgusting and rude.
Right. Yeah, communication is key in any relationship, and especially poly relationships. You have to. Most people in poly relationships are almost always consenting adults. I would hope so. I'd hope so. They're all consenting adults. Yeah. It's like they aren't dating. They're also friends. Wow. Yeah. It's a very heteronormative, toxic thing to think like your relationship partner is someone that like you're not supposed to be friends with. Like, I find that so fucking weird. I really do.
Exactly.
Recently, a couple we were invested in, the girl has never been in a poly relationship before. I've been getting bad vibes because I'm pretty sure the guy is only into it for having multiple sex partners. I feel so bad with the girl because I was trying to give her a good experience being poly, but he only included us if it was a sexual thing. That's icky. That's really icky, snob.
That's mostly just like sexualizing in the relationship, which is, it was mostly just for for a sexual thrill in that case. That's what it sounds like. And essentially,
yeah,
it seemed more objective than, to the guy, it seemed more objective than a relationship itself.
Yeah, that's pretty problematic. And just like, if all your interactions are just sexual and he's not interested in having any conversation, nah. And I definitely would feel bad for the girl as well, for sure. For fucking sure. Yeah.
That's always a red flag in any loving relationship. If somebody's objectively just looking for the sex part, if you're looking for the actual partner part, then this is the guy that you're not looking for.
Yeah.
But onto brighter news, if you do just like having a lot of sex, that's okay too. Just don't try to pin it on somebody who's not up for that.
Right, but make those expectations up front. Like,
Clear.
if you just want a sexual relationship, make that known. Make that well fucking known up front. Just be like, listen, I'm only here for sex. That's all I want. I just want to fuck and go. I don't want any emotional attachment. But ironically, a lot of people who like do all these like no strings attached things, you know, and declare that, they seem to be catching a lot of feelings.
I mean, it happened.
It does happen. It does happen, but I mean, like, people get like extremely angry when it's like, hey, I want to break off our sexual thing, and it's just like, but I love you. But this was supposed to be no strings attached, sexual only. Like, hello?
Like, here's the thing, and I'll say this from personal experience. I'm gonna go into this story. Oh God. Right. So before I started dating my loving partner, who I love so much, before I started dating them, it's just essentially, I was into exploring my sexuality because I just basically came out to my mother, and I just came out to my friends because I didn't know how else to like feel about it, if that makes sense. So I was guilty of being one of those who would experiment. But I was very clear with any of the partners that I did things. I set my boundaries. I made it clear, and I also said, hey, if you're just looking for a good time, awesome, we can do that. But I'm not ready for a relationship. And I made that clear because, again, I was just starting to discover my identity of who I am and who I'm attracted to. So those were really the things that went into it, if that makes sense. And if I caught feelings, I at least was strong enough to be like, listen, I think I might actually have an attraction with you, but I made that clear because at the end of the day, being clear as anything, this was perfect practice for communicating if I ever were at the time to get into a relationship. Example, if I knew I was catching feelings for somebody, I told them, because it would be stupid of me to start spazzing out on somebody, disrespecting somebody, coming at somebody because I liked them and they were sleeping with someone else. That doesn't make sense. And even at a younger age, I used to do that sometimes. I would literally catch feelings, and I caught myself on the toxic behavior where I'm like, I need to probably separate myself from this person for now. I cannot face them with how I am right now, if that makes sense. So that's essentially. Oh wait, what? Hello?
It's fine.
Oh. I didn't know what was going on.
I was shushing my chat for a second because I was doing a thing. All right, ready for this fancy shit? All right, I'm gonna hit it. Boop. Look at that shit.
Oh.
Ribbon says, if you can't communicate, how can you maintain a relationship in general? Which is why so many relationships fail. The people who can't communicate are usually the ones who can't wrap their head around polyamory.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do we think about that?
I've really, again, like I said before in the story that I was saying, like, if you don't learn how to communicate with anybody, you can't really have a good relationship. That's why I was mentioning in that story that I relayed how I felt in any type of either sexual experience or non-sexual experience. Hey, I'm actually starting to like you a lot. It's turning into some strong feelings. If the person didn't like it, they would either act very surprised and just stop talking to me, which honestly, that just shows that they weren't probably a good boyfriend or girlfriend or partner in general to be with if they can't even tell me how they were feeling. And I honestly think practicing good communication with anyone you are dating slash someone you are in a committed relationship with is very important. And I honestly think the fact that since I had many of those experiences with many different partners, that I'm able to express and communicate how I'm feeling in a healthy way. And if I know for a fact that I did my part and did that, but someone else, the other person, is just willing to ghost or disappear, that is not my problem. That is not my situation. I did not mess up anything. They are not willing to communicate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Next comment. Do you like this, by the way, chat? Do you like this? I think this is so fucking cool.
That's pretty cool.
I like this. I like this. Synopsis: I fall in love with everyone, and I can't help it. I feel like I've got a lot of love to give, and I form different types of relationships, people outside a personal relationship. And I think this is a really important thing to think about when we think about poly relationships in general, is that, you know, you're going to get something different emotionally out of every single relationship, all right? And it is perfectly okay, it is perfectly normal to want that in a romantic way as well. Like, we get different things from different friendships, so why shouldn't that extend also to poly relationships, you know? That's why people have to stop being polyphobic and just be like, it's okay. Like, you can love multiple people in multiple different ways. Like, I love my friends fully, and I tell them, you know, I also love people in other romantic ways, and I tell them, like, it's not that hard. Not that hard to figure out. Also, by the way, this whole setup thing is called feature.chat, and it's a lot easier if I'm not showing my screen. But at least I can see my chat this way. So the other comment I wanted to put up is this. Because this is something I've definitely struggled with sometimes. Polly says, I'm super poly. Who would have guessed? For the most part, if we're friends, I probably am open to sex, but also not very relationship focused in general. I can't really distinctly love from friend love. Yeah. Have you ever had experience with that, Hito? Because I've had experience with this.
I definitely have experience with this. So again, back in my exploring days, I did have friends with benefits. That was a whole different type of thing, and I would try to remember, hey, this person is a friend, but we also can have a little bit of that on the side, and that's always fun and dandy. That's kind of the thing. It was like, oh, we're friends with we're friends who have sex. This is a relationship that is not a committed relationship like you're with your partner, but it's a type of bond that you both are kind of there for each other's sexual needs, but also for your friends' needs as well. So let's say, for example, I've been seeing someone as a friends of benefits for like 4 years. We are still friends, we can talk, and not every single time we meet up we have sex. We just like talk or chill or play games, and then if we're in the mood for it, yes, this is a choice that we can make. Exactly.
Absolutely.
So that's one way to think about it when it comes to things like that, when it comes to having friend love, because you can't have a friends with benefits if you're not friends to begin with.
Right. Exactly.
If you're just fucking someone, then you're
that's
just
fine
fucking
too,
someone.
but
That's a
like,
fuck buddy,
be
which is
honest about
okay.
it, you know? Be honest about it, because I feel like, again, too many people don't communicate, and they just like make assumptions in like a hookup. Like, say a Tinder hookup, right?
Yeah.
You make an assumption, it's just like, all right, we're just here to fuck. And you never really communicate, or you don't communicate back, you know? It's not consensual.
Exactly. It's all about basically setting the idea of, hey, I'm looking for something sexual, and that's it. Or I'm looking for friends with benefits. I'm looking for friends, yes, but we can fuck too. Like, you know? that's essentially what it is. That's all it is. It's like essentially just stating that. Or I'm looking for a person to be in a long-term relationship with, or a short-term relationship, because those exist too. All in all together, it's putting that thought out there beforehand. And you can always say, hey, depending on how things go, we might want to change things up. And if you're interested in continuing with me, that is fine. If you are not, I completely understand. That's pretty much all you have to do. Like, so much could be saved with a conversation of boundaries, respect, and understanding from both sides. That's all that needs to be done. I don't know why people find it hard to do something like that. I think it's because fear of how the other will react. But honestly, at the end of the day, if that is something that you are so concerned about how the other person will react, then that's something that you probably shouldn't be in touch with any which way. Because you know what? If a person's really close with you and has this really awesome bond with you, then they should understand your perspective as well as theirs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love this.
Wait, love what? What happened?
We're
we're gonna get a new whoosh?
Yeah, we're getting a new whoosh.
Whoosh.
Glurback says it also goes back to the split attraction model, or SAM, because it doesn't just encompass romantic and sexual attraction, but also sensual, platonic, queer platonic, aesthetic, etc. Yeah, not everyone makes a distinction between all those attractions separately. That's okay. It's okay to experience them separately too. Yeah, that's the great thing. So this is the great thing about being a human in general. Because, like, all right. So here's a problem. This is a problem that I have. Because sometimes people say, oh, humans are sexual creatures, and that's what differentiates us from animals or some shit. And I'm like, that's dumb.
No.
Not educated. No. But, like, seriously, like, we experience such a wonderful range of emotions, and we also have a range of wants, needs, and desires, which can include stuff that's in the romantic field, stuff that's sexual attraction. You know, it's like different types of hunger. You know, it's a different type of want, a different type of, need.
Like, one time you can crave salty foods, but then you want to have something sweet instead. Like,
right, exactly, and that's okay. Like, you can have a little bit of sweet, you can have a little bit of salty, you can have a little bit of bear, you can have a little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of.
But I think if anything, just try to experience those. I think my best way of saying this would be, if you're starting to feel some type of way and you don't understand the feeling, just try to, like, identify it as best as you could and try to understand where it's coming from. Again, it's cool to have those many different relationships, but you need to understand and identify it too, so that way it can be easily relayed to both of you and you both can, like, have each other's backs in any type of bond.
Absolutely.
I think wait, I was gonna say something and my brain just
oh, damn,
exploded.
Already
Damn.
whooshed. Already whooshed.
You whooshed. Oh, here we go.
Whooshed.
It's fine.
I generally just view sex as an enjoyable activity, says Polly. If sex occurs, I'm normally interested, especially if it can be a new or unique experience. Yeah, absolutely. It's not special or unique from something else I could do with a friend as well. If we decided to just watch a movie and smoke a bowl instead, I'm still content. I just value person. Yeah, exactly. It's called spending time together. Like, you value quality time. That's one of the, like, romantic, like, 5 things, right?
Yeah, like, literally, I'm not even gonna lie there. Like, me and Polly actually have the same view on how I see sex. Sex is just an activity. It's all it is. Yeah, is it an endorphin releasing activity? Oh, absolutely. But again, it's just an activity nonetheless.
Right. Yeah. So it's just a quality time. And, like, for some people, it's an emotional connection. And for other people, it's purely physical.
Mm-hmm.
All is valid. All is okay. And we have one more whoosh.
One more whoosh. We got whoosh.
Mango.
You
have been noticed. Sneaks in the back left corner seat near concessions.
I'm like, this Mango was here for the previews, and now she just caught the show. She's just right here. She's like, oh no, I missed the previews. Damn. Okay, hold on a sec. Let me get my almond joys out of here. No. Oh man. But all together, again, the pattern here in general for any type of relationship, whether it be sexual or not, is communication. And always keep that communication at least the most valid and pinnacle part of any relationship.
Communication is key.
Communication is key. That's essentially what it is. I do have
has escaped.
Oh man, I was thinking of making song. Man, the whoosh feature has just finally given me a reason to make songs out of anything that chat says now.
Hell yeah. When I first got feelings for my current fellow back in April, it took a whole ass month to realize, oh, these are romantic feelings. Oh god, oh fuck, oh lord, help me, how did this happen? Glorypacks, that's what I like to call autistic panic.
I honestly think that that's actually possible, because the thing is,
it's definitely possible, but it's part of it is just like not like being very slow on the uptake of like understanding, like, oh wait, is that what those feelings are? Whoa,
true,
wild.
True, but then I also think of it like those feelings could have developed before they even happened. Like example being like, oh, yeah, originally we were friends, but now there's something about this person that I'm starting to feel like it's kind of like you know the term catching feelings. For example, let's say ironically I'm going to bring up this show as an example, but it made a very valid point. Um there was an episode of iCarly that happened a long time ago. Where Carly was saved by Freddy, who almost got run over by a taco truck. I know, very specific truck, but yeah, a taco truck.
It's pretty specific, but okay.
Freddy got injured and saved Carly. Carly started catching feelings for Freddy, even though she never had any feelings with him to begin with, and literally has made it clear on every single time that he's tried to go out with her that they are just friends. But this situation escalated this loving and affectionate relationship, and he makes it clear like, you don't love me for who I am, you love me for what I did or the things that I do. And so that's kind of another way of looking at it, like, oh, she caught these feelings because of an action that was done.
Yep.
Or it was caused by something that this person continuously does. It's another thing to think about when you're in these relationships, especially when you are now spending time with the person, because now the bond is growing. You're getting to know each other better. And this is where you start thinking about it on the terms of, oh, I'm starting to develop feelings for this person because now I'm starting to understand them more.
Right. I think it is actually really important, like especially in the Carly episode that you just referenced, you know, to understand where those feelings might be coming from. And, you know, is this like real romantic love, or is this just like, am I in love because performatively, you know?
Yeah.
I feel some way.
Yeah.
Silverstone, I thought you were following me before. I'm so confused. Silver, you were definitely following me before, I'm sure.
Which has a thing called...
You literally were following me before. Yeah, it just fucked up.
No, Twitch has been doing that to a lot of people that followed me, and now all of a sudden, like, they're not following me. Like, wait a minute, I thought I followed you. I'm like, Twitch is not fixing this anytime soon.
I'm sorry, that sucks, mate. Well, welcome back. How's it going? Oh, you know, I love this. I'm gonna feature this comment. This is good. This is good.
Oh god. Oh god.
Whoosh.
Whoosh.
Yeah, Miss Mango says, Carrie, my partner and wife. Again, once again, this goes on YouTube.
Yep.
So be careful what you say. But
yep.
Whoosh. Kari, my partner and wife, and I progressively talked more and more during sex, which is super rare for us since my drive is fairly low. It's at a point where we crack jokes and giggle and get back to where we are. That's awesome. I love that for you, honestly.
That's very beautiful. Like,
it's very cute.
It's a very beautiful thing.
And that's how it should be. Like, you should be having fun during sex. Like,
because when you think about it, it's like you probably checked all the boxes in your relationship now. Do you have a friend? Do you have a partner? Do you have a wife? Do you have someone you could joke around with? Do you have someone that is there when you're crying? Like, it checks all the boxes in the relationship. They have become a very staple and very close person that you can depend on, and that's someone that you've gotten all together with. You know, you've found the partner that you truly feel in touch with.
And I have found the problem with feature chat.
What happened?
Crashed.
It refresh it. You can refresh it.
I did refresh it. It's not going.
Oh no, it went.
Well, no, that's because I turned off the browser source.
Oh no.
No. Before you continue, you have to go through a standard security check. Okay, continue.
Okay, security.
All right, this seems like a fucking... That seems like...
Security.
That seems like a...
Also, hey, Shell and Mike. How's it going?
I feel like I've been hacked. I've been had.
You've been had? Oh, no. Oh, no. Hold on. There could probably... There's things that we could probably do.
Install our Chrome extension.
Oh. Is it actually an extension, or is it McAfee Virus Protector?
by security search. I have no idea.
You've been cornswoggled. I thought it was hornswoggled, but we add corn now?
Hold on. I'm just going to try to go to another site instead.
Get them. They stole our corn. Oh, no. Our corn. Not our corn.
Okay,
oh, also, Waba, send $50 to this Saudi prince. Oh, one of those. Is it one of those?
Yeah, bet.
Did you get chain lettered?
Yeah,
you have to send it.
Lettered.
Oh no, you got to send it. You got to send it to 15 other people. Otherwise, you're gonna get cursed. Dang it.
Sorry, I played the sound, but it's not showing. There we go. You've been cornswoggled.
Cornswoggled. They have stolen the corn.
Okay, there we go.
Hey, it's working. Sweet.
Yeah, we got it. Hi, Shell Shock. Welcome in. Thank you for being here and listening to this great discussion. Appreciate you.
Whoosh!
Yeah, definitely I agree with Jeffrey here. It is definitely a sign of a healthy relationship, for sure. Mm-hmm. Like, you're able to joke around, have fun with your partner while you're having sex. Like, fuck yeah. Just chill, just vibe. You're having fun. You're together with your best friend, and your partner. It's like, this is the thing about communicating with your partner and becoming friends with them, is like, A of all, you have a friend. That's awesome. And B of all, you can have sex with this friend. Even better.
And things are not awkward during the sexual parts. Even better. Always better.
Seriously.
Like I'll even say right now, like.
By the way, Bahama Mama calls dibs on the corn.
Oh no.
I'm addicted to this now.
The amount of jokes I've cracked. Oh man. But even more so on that, like I do the same thing with my partner too. Like,
same.
We'll enjoy each other's company. We'll stream together at some points and times. Yesterday, I watched 2 movies with my partner while we were sewing together my bear hoodie. This was literally a fun time. We saw Encanto and Cruella. So, went from heartwarming animation to like a story of dark and gritty revenge. Like, it worked together.
Watch Cruella still. We had a movie night last week. We watched Encanto together. Being mature is overrated. True.
Yes. Like it's always the best thing. Like I could just play video games with my partner all day, and then after that we could just fall asleep next to each other, and it's normal. It feels good. It feels innocent, and it's all great. Like and that's how it should always be. Like it should feel like an experience in the relationship, and not like everything has to be questioned. Everything has to be dissected. Everything has to be overly analyzed. If you can have that natural relationship with your partner where you're just able to like sleep in together and you're like, is this weird? I don't think this is weird. This is weird. Oh my God, this might be weird. This is weird. Oh God, this person probably hates me now. Like, if you're not having all of those in your head,
yeah,
it's great.
Somewhat tangentially related, Polly was saying, yeah, that's an upside to casual sex. There's no, I might lose them. If you have something to say or request or say no to, you can have the sex you want and leave. No strings attached, right?
Yeah, that's where the term "no strings attached" come from, at least.
At least I hope so.
Otherwise,
yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Say it.
No, I said I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh, okay. I also love this. This is just fucking adorable. David and I were friends for 5 years before we started dating. I think that's helped us develop a very healthy relationship. 9 years strong. Congrats, Ribbon. Yeah. Very proud of that. That's awesome. Fucking great.
All that 8-bit love, all the way.
All the 8-bit love, yes. Yeah. Don't do it. Me and Frankie did. Don't take after us. We're a bad example.
Wait, what happened?
I mean, we met, and they laid on me because they thought I was safe.
Oh.
And then the rest is history. And then we got together, and we're official after not even a month.
I mean that's not.
And then the autistic person I was just another month later. I was just hey, we should probably move into an apartment together so that way we can save on our housing. And I didn't get the implication that mean I would be moving in with my romantic partner. I was just purely looking at it as yeah, we'd save money.
I mean, I can assure you that is not weird to me at all, because that is normal for me. Again, I've been in my relationship for almost 5 years now, and we kind of got to know each other. We met, and then within the month and a half, we also, we started dating officially. But we did do a lot of dating within that month, so it's not like, it wasn't like crazy. We kind of almost saw each other every day, so there was like a really big attraction. I don't know what it was, but I felt really close with my partner, and then it just turned into an overall like loving relationship. I think it was because of the experiences we had. I think I'd like to say like experiences can definitely differ between each and every relationship. One can be a lot meaningful, one can be just a normal experience. Stuff like that.
Yeah. I like GB's story here. They caught feelings pretty quickly, which is what threw me off completely. We were really close friends at the time as well. Unbeknownst to me, he had a huge crush on me, much longer than I had. When he told me this, after I told him I had feelings for him, it was all of a sudden clicked. It was like, oh, so that was about that was flirting. Well, it worked at some point, I guess.
Hey, so I believe awesome. It.
I love it. Love to see it.
Listen, anyway. I find the awkward like flirting every now and then that people don't expect it, but then finally somebody catches it. I find it very cute. It's like it's adorable in its own way.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah, because it's just like, aw, you like me.
Yeah, it is. I think that's cute. What any human being wants. They want to be liked. It's the normal like situation where we technically take that point like, oh yeah, I want to be liked, and then there's the overly toxic version of I must be liked by everyone, so I have to change form, mishmash, do the poses, and thus shape myself into their vision of loveliness. And know, so there's a big difference to that.
I big agree. So Hito, I never asked you about your experiences, because that's usually what we focus on, but like chat's been going. Brr, it's great.
Hey, listen, the whoosh.
We've been having a great chat. Yeah,
whoosh has been good.
Whoosh has been good. We had a lot of discussion on biphobia and transphobia and turfs and trash. And so how about you, Hito?
What question do you got for this? What question you got for me?
What are you?
Oh,
yeah,
what am I?
Story to tell. That's true. That's true, GB.
I am a bisexual man. However, I identify with he and they.
What?
Yeah.
How is that possible? You said you're a man.
Because sometimes I might want to be fish. It might be cool. I might want to be the prey of what I eat all the time, which is fish. It's fine. Sometimes I'll wear
WabaStreams now with more whoosh.
More whoosh. See, that's the new one. Patent pending. 2022.
Hito, I thought you were a bear.
I mean, I am. I'm a male bear who would sometimes. I'm a male bear that will sometimes wear makeup or enjoy, like, wearing something a little bit more out there.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I like to flaunt my himbo-ness a little bit. It's fine.
Express yourself.
I'm gonna do the anime thing now, where I'll just cross, and then we'll just be like, "Yes, this is me. How's it going?"
Uh-huh. Sure.
And then the camera will somehow zoom in for plot. I don't know, just something.
Dun dun dun. Wait, hold on. Make the pose again.
Just... See, we can get away with it. Did you just zoom in?
Yeah, I tried to.
Like, I tried, but you know what?
I'm a trans woman that can bench press a couch. Fuck yeah, let's go.
Ooh, that actually brought something up to my attention.
Yeah, it's a yelling Sky. He's yelling. They can hear him.
Like, that actually Polly brought up something that actually brought to my attention, where I found this to be very toxic, and it was on TikTok of all places too. I know, right? we would never expect TikTok to give us such toxic things.
TikTok would never be toxic. That's ridiculous. Come here.
I know it's terrible. So
staring me down.
I was talking about Encanto, and now I can finally talk about this part. Somebody.
Spoilers.
No spoilers. I promise. No spoilers. No spoilers on Encanto. I promise. But someone on the TikTok community decided to, wow. Someone decided to actually like start placing gender roles / sexual roles / gender roles on each of the characters, which was kind of a little bit toxic because that was not the whole point of the whole entire movie, and it was just ridiculous. Someone actually had to reply to it and actually made a whole list of things where it's like, excuse me, can you not put your expectations of gender roles and sexuality into the movie, because that's not what the whole movie was about, and if you're doing that, you are missing the whole point of a very important message of what the movie was trying to give you.
Wait, sorry, say that again.
So somebody was literally like imposing all of these gender roles on each of the characters in the movie, which was essentially like, oh, Mirabelle is non-binary but lesbian and all this other. I'm like, no, that's not the whole point of the movie. The whole point of the movie was to basically take down the traditions of a family who has been doing things toxically, and you basically just went ahead and started like picking and choosing who is what with gender roles and sexuality, which is something you should never do, because then you start doing that with people as well. Some people actually have done this with people as well, which is very much not okay and is a very toxic thing. Exactly. I don't like, exactly to what Polly said, like I don't like when people force people into a box, and that's not something that sexuality or gender roles should ever be. No one's in a box. It should be expressed freely.
Yep.
So when I see someone taking a movie that had nothing to do with something like that, could probably have a hint of it or two, but not the main point of it.
Yeah, I don't mind people headcanoning characters.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fairly certain the main character is subtly keyed as bisexual because she has a bisexual flag on her lapel.
Yeah.
But like, that's not her whole character. It's just like a cool aspect of her character.
Exactly. And that's where it brings me to my other point, which is, guys, your sexuality is not your personality.
Hito, you can't say that.
What do you mean?
You can't say that, Hito.
Why not? Why not?
Canceled.
No, because here's the thing. It's okay. How do I make sense of this without being canceled?
I don't know. Just fucking say what you want.
Okay, there we go. But
yeah, it was about generational trauma, not queer people. It's fine to have headcanons, but just because it's headcanon doesn't mean it's fact. Exactly. Like I headcanon. Oh God, who's the strong one?
Louisa.
Yeah, Louisa. I headcanon Louisa as stone butch lesbian.
But it's not important.
Maybe she's coded that way, but like it's not important.
Exactly. So that's where the thing goes in. That's where it goes into my next point, which was when people take sexuality and gender roles to be personality, and it's not personality, it's who you are. So for example,
well, some people take the who you are to an extreme, and like I get it, like when you're when you're young, like you definitely want to like super identify yourself with what you identify as, and it kind of can become your whole personality. But part of working your way through your identity and partially like potentially trauma you experienced is understanding that your identity isn't your entire identity as a person, you know?
Yeah.
You know, so you have to be, I'm not going to say you have to be careful, like you can say what you say, but like,
yeah,
I know people get fucking upset being like, well, you know, being gay is my personality. And it's like, wow, then you have a really fucking basic personality if all you have to contribute is I'm gay. I'm like, great. Anything else? Any hobbies? No. You just like fucking dudes, and that's your whole personality. Happy for you.
Like that's literally what it is to me. Like okay, so for example,
I have a great example of this as well. I know someone. You know someone? Yeah, I know someone whose sexuality is their whole personality. Actually, genuinely. And they're a grown ass woman. This is Frankie's friend from home who I've met once. Literally their whole personality was the fact that they like to fuck people. They like to fuck guys, and they like to fuck pizza drivers, and they like to take cocaine off the pizza driver's car and then fuck them, and then fuck them on the way back, and then fuck this other guy that they fucked yesterday, and that's all they would talk about, literally nonstop. I don't slut shame, but this person was a slut. Like, that's all. They're just gross.
I'll call them just very promiscuous.
Slut, but just talk about something else. They're just super gross as well.
I just call them very promiscuous in that case. They're just very sexually active, and that's pretty much
no,
it.
Is this Allison? No. It's just gross.
Oh no, but here's the thing, like, they could just say, "Oh, I'm sexually promiscuous," but if that's all it is, they're just sexually promiscuous.
They're sexually promiscuous, and they're unsafe about it. Extremely unsafe, and that's all they fucking talk about. It's their whole personality is sex. And I'm like, I'm happy for you, but like, do you have anything else to contribute ever? And it's like, no.
Basically, like, for example, I'm not going to be like, I'm bisexual, and that's it. That's all there is to it. I can be attracted to both men and women, and that is my personality. But then that will be an issue, because then there's also, like, and this, I hate to say it, because this is also jabbing at the LGBT community, but you know what? They always jab at each other, and basically it's self-destruction for most of them. But we have many of, on the male spectrum, the mean gay. Quote unquote, a mean gay.
Oh my god. Being a mean gay isn't a personality. It's a fucking problem.
Do you see my point though? Like,
also the mean gay, by the way, in case you didn't fucking know this, technically speaking, being like a super sassy mean gay is I know this is gonna sound really bad, but it's cultural appropriation from black women. Like, it is.
What?
Yeah.
Repeat that?
The mean gay man is cultural appropriation from black women. It is.
Oh, jeez.
That's where they steal it from. It's a fucking stereotype that they steal it from that. Yeah.
Oh, that explains the whole entire okay, girl, do this, girl. Like, well, okay. Yeah. That's actually okay. See, I did not know that. You just taught me a new thing.
They steal it. They steal the fucking stereotype. So, hello.
That explains it, because this also goes into the show I was mentioning, Pose, going in the 80s. There was a lot of POC representation, and within those groups, they actually did copy the vernacular as well. They went into the vernacular as well, and it went into that whole thing. So now I'm seeing it from that perspective. I'm like, okay, that does make sense. Waba just, like, basically clarified something new. Just opened my eyes a little bit with the perspective. Thank you. But that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, being the mean gay is not a personality trait. Like, that's not something that you should be proud of, because at the end of the day, at least from my perspective, and only from the perspective I can give, is if we want to make the LGBT like a better place for people in the community, we leave it better than the way it was before. Then that means not ripping on each other when we should be supporting each other in every fucking way possible, including not going after trans people just because they don't pass, as a fucking example. That pisses me off. Or just introducing people as hold on. What?
I'm mad. I want to get angry as well about that for a second. Because I recently saw a TikTok about, like, the point of being trans isn't to pass. Point of being trans is to cause chaos. This is my gay lava.
Oh,
named Jeffrey.
But that's what the thing that, like, for example, the point of being gay is not just to dudes all day. No, it's not. It's not also meant for us to be mean, snippy, and sassy. The point of being bisexual is not being slutty or just trying to sleep around with anybody. The whole point of lesbians is not supposed to be, oh, they just have muscles and they're butch. Yeah, that's great. No, that's not the whole point. That's the thing that leads to these stereotypes, and it pisses me the fuck off. Like, I can't imagine how many times I've seen someone Like I have some very close friends that are trans, and people just refer to as, oh, that trans friend of yours. I'm like, hello, no, stop that nonsense. Like their whole personality is not the fact that they're trans. They sew, they do art, they actually entertain for a living. Stuff like this, like that's where it gets me frustrated. It's like,
Right.
wow, that pisses me off when I hear people just going, oh, that person. It's like you can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Straight up. Straight up. All right. I got some whooshes to go through. Welcome in, NRT. You can talk about gay rights here for the moment. I mean, you feel free to join the Discord if you want to, but you have to answer welcome questions. Welcome to Mental Health Monday, by the way. Welcome to your mental health talk place. Queer safe space. Welcome to fam. As a trans person, 100% agree. I only happen to be trans. Many trans people I know that are only trans as their entire character trait. Yeah. Yeah. And it just gets it gets weirdly toxic as well, because it just gets so toxic when your sexuality or your gender is like your whole personality, because it's like, all right, but who else are you as a person? Like, you're not being a very personal person, you know. I unfortunately knew I unfortunately knew this trans girl who a lot of their personality was being trans, and they took everything as like a slight against them being trans. And you know, they needed help like moving out or whatever, and I helped move them out, but they were just like very mean the whole time and just snapping at me and yelling at me, and they were just like pissed the whole time. And like, I understand it was a bad situation, but like, I don't know, I feel like they're just mistreating a lot of people around them, and then they just like said like, well, they're transphobic, and I'm like, not everything is about that.
Like, you can't find every reason to come at somebody for being transphobic when they're not. It's ridiculous. Like, you can't just do that. It's not okay. And honestly, that's a lot of things that happen, especially on dating sites.
Yeah.
Where they'll not just go after a person's sexuality or gender identity, but their color too. And it's fucking stupid. They're like, hey, no fat people, no femmes, no this, no that. And I'm like,
yeah,
we're not a fucking catalog.
Is so
we're not
dumb.
We're not a fucking catalog. Okay, we're not a menu. We're not Burger King. You're not gonna have us your way. Stop it.
Seriously.
And then you have the ones that actually do have those on their profile, and then will go to yours and be like, oh, you should be ashamed of your fucking self for being this way.
Right.
It's stupid. And it's obviously just ridiculous. And I think one thing that probably drawn us to this is the fact that there are certain media out there that has to have the gay character or the trans character.
It's the same as the token black character, you know, it's the token gay character. Like, oh, well, we have a gay character, so we have representation, right? Right?
But that's just it. That's all there is to their personality. Is we have the gay character. What do you do? What is it that you do? Where do you work at? I'm gay. And that's it. Right. Like nothing else of importance. No substance, nothing that we can like get to know the person from, nothing. Just I'm gay.
I'm gay.
Exactly. Miss Mango made a very fine point there.
Person's a spectacle, not a person. Yeah, the character's a spectacle, not a person. Exactly. Sorry, I wished Polly's comment before. So you could even be sexually promiscuous, but like, what even are you? There's more to a person than porn. Yeah, that's really what it is. You know, there's more than a person than just having sex or sexuality. But not that friend. Turf lesbians piss me off. They're so aggressive about it. They really are. I don't know why. Like the fucking white. What is it called? Like the white flower lesbian or something? What is it? Yellow flower or something shit? Some shit like that. Like, oh, I've never slept with a man. Like,
you dare berate me and said that I had my mouth near a penis? Well, I never.
Gold star lesbians, thank you. I couldn't think of the term.
I mean, you have gold star lesbians, but then you also have platinum card gay, where they never touch the vagina.
Platinum card A? Gay, that's a thing?
That's a thing. Okay. So here's... Okay, I can explain this one.
Hold on. So I take more issue with gold star lesbians, by the way, because as a Jewish person, that's co-opting the fucking star of David / the stars I put on World War II Jews.
Oh god.
So that's why I take issue with the golden fucking star lesbian.
That's fair, but platinum card gay. That's where a man never touched a vagina in their life, including that they never went out of their mom that way, that they were a C-section. I'm not even kidding. This is literally a thing. I'm not even joking.
Transphobia with extra steps.
I know. That's why when people like, oh, I am platinum card gay. I never even left my mother's, section ever. Okay, I was cesarean. So you know what? That makes me prime example. And they use it as like a thing. I joke about it, but at the same time, it still kind of pisses me off. I only joke about it so I could at least
Right.
Get over it, but at the same time it's like it does get me frustrated when people use that as a way to like assert their gayness as like the alpha gay male or the alpha gay person. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like, okay, it's like basically a power move. It's kind of like a BP growing move as a gay person. Like, I never even left my mother's womb the way that it was supposed as God intended. And I'm just like, no, that's so stupid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is misogyny on a new level, transphobia
exactly.
on a new level. Like,
because here's the thing, like, and it's used as like a power move in the LGBT community or in the G section where they're like, oh, I've never even like with a vagina ever. Just no, never. How dare you? That's basically. I'm not even joking about that. I wish I were.
True.
But it's a thing. It is a power move.
True. Sky really is. Yeah.
Sky just wants all of the attention.
Hold on. We gotta wish some comments and catch up here.
Another whoosh.
NRT plus Plux. Can I join your Discord? I want to speak about gay rights. Yeah, you can speak about gay rights in my Discord. That's fine. I already > Discord. Feel free to join. But you gotta answer welcome questions. And probably don't expect to get into the Discord until after stream. Just we try to keep a pretty safe space in there. And I can't really moderate at the same time I'm doing Mental Health Monday. So, yeah. But yeah, feel free to join if you want to. But feel free to also talk in here about gay rights, because we're talking about gay rights right now. Literally, it's the whole Mental Health Monday on gender and sexuality. So yeah, what's up? What's good? I like this story. Polly tells this story a lot, and I really do enjoy it, though. I enjoy it for a very unfortunate reason, because it shows like how shitty really people can be. Like, there's all types of people in all types of spaces, unfortunately. So they tried joining 3 different trans support groups, gained some friends along the way, but I left every single group. Super turfy, side choosing, and self-hating. It was just depressing to be there. I was recruited, quote unquote, once from one trans group by another because of these reasons. I ended up leaving both groups in the aftermath. People gatekeep like crazy. Yeah, don't be a fucking gatekeeper. There's also, passing privilege as well. I just saw that comment. Yeah, passing privilege in the whole community as well is a gatekeeper thing. Don't fucking do that. Like, if you want to be a safe space, if you want to be a queer safe space like we are, don't fucking gatekeep people at all for any reason. Like,
that's literally
like the only reason you should be gatekeeping people is because they fucking are like a Nazi or some shit. Like, I don't know, a gay Nazi, which oxymoron, because the Nazis killed gay people. So
I think the big lesson we can take away from this is it's okay to express that you are gay, you are trans, you are lesbian. Don't make it your personality. Don't make it that's all you are. And essentially do it in a healthy way. Do it in like moderate how you do it in some way, I guess. Like, be mindful of how you are representing yourself.
Yeah, straight up. Also, do you like featured chat over here, chat? Do you prefer to be here right below us? I think this looks cool. Gatekeep and punch Nazis. Yeah, true. I think this is more relevant.
No, that is very relevant, because you know what? People in the LGBT community just love to do that. especially to people who are questioning and don't know what's going on in their lives, just as how they were when they were younger and they didn't know much.
All right, I gotta figure out what is up with Sky. Also, it's ad break time, so this is perfect.
Yep.
All right, go riff for a minute and a half. Tell them the meaning of life.
All right, sure. The meaning of life is the number 42. And probably tacos, bears, retro gaming, and a few other things that I could possibly think of. But that is definitely what the meaning of life is. Play some games, have a good time, get your kicks. By all means, succeed, win. Like, I'm going to quote Edna Mode when I say this. Go there, battle, confront the issue, win. That's it. Just do it. Just win. Just win at life. Win at life. Do the whole thing. When do we go to Mitsuwa? What's Mitsuwa? What? Also ad. See, that's why he called out the ad. I mean, that's why they called out the ad break. Sorry, I had a minute because I'm reading chat and they have the pronouns on them. So I had a moment. Chat. I'm sorry. Oh man, because I'm reading everything from like chat as well because I want to also like acknowledge chat. So I'm reading every single person's pronouns here because I have the new extension, which I highly encourage you. If you are on Twitch and you like to chat a lot, please get the pronoun extension. It makes things so great, and I get to actually express and use that. Also, hey, Mama Bear.
Hello, I'm back.
Hello. I had a misslip of a pronoun because I was reading a whole bunch of pronouns off of my list because I have everyone's pronouns on my chat. So I had that moment of like I slipped because I was reading at the same time.
Mama Bear says, "Oh, fuck off ads."
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, I know, but we gotta play them. You have the same ads. The screen moved to the right side while the main screen had the ad. That's wild.
Yeah. So Twitch has been doing something where you can still watch what's going on the right, but you won't hear it because you're gonna hear the ad, and then it just slips back in.
Hey, Game Boy, welcome in. How you doing?
There's a Game Boy here?
Hey, Game Boy 720. They've been here before a few times.
Oh my
We're doing
God,
Mental Health Monday on gender and sexuality. Next month is on depression and anxiety, by the way. Oh, yeah. Folks in the chat right now, if you want to guest on Mental Health Monday next month, hit me up. I have all my slots open for February.
Yep.
All right. Hit me up, please.
Which I hit you up for February, but I think you might want some new people for February.
I didn't put a date yet, though.
Okay. Got it. But yes, yo, bro, you got pronouns sick. My nouns wanted to go pro, but they tore their ACL during tryouts. What, Ribbon? Oh God, Ribbon.
You know, Ribbon, there's a time in every streamer's career where they have to ban someone in their chat that have been around for a long, long time.
It's a TikTok, not mine. Okay.
But today is not that day.
Today is not that day.
Hi, Mom Bear. Welcome in.
If you blame TikTok for a very, very scary joke, then it's okay. I'm kidding. Ban number two this week? Oh, man.
Oh, boy. All right, so let's go here. Point of bisexuality is not to be slutty. The whole point of bisexuality is to eat hot chip and lie. That's not true. The whole point of bisexuality is to not be able to make decisions about whether you want to eat hot chip or lie at a current moment in time.
Also, we got to remember that Dr. Pepper is the choice drink of bisexuality.
Wait, does that mean I was a bisexual growing up? Because I used to drink Dr. Pepper exclusively.
So there's a joke within like a few of us that know this that Dr. Pepper is
agnostic drink.
Yes it is. It's also an agnostic. It is an agnostic drink. That seems to be the start.
What is this?
Okay, so that joke also comes from South Park because there was an episode where there was an agnostic couple that adopted Kenny and Cartman, and they had a whole like plethora and quote like, we do not know if a god exists. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. We cannot tell what's going on. It was this whole
I remember that.
Oh my God. Oh jeez.
Oh, Ribbon, it's okay. You'll just make another account, ban, evade, and request be unbanned. Yeah, that should go well. That should go really well.
Another account and bait. I mean, it works well for a lot of people.
Miss Mingo says they had a new follower. Their pronoun. You asked their pronouns, and they said, "Oh, I don't have pronouns. I'm straight." I don't have pronouns. I'm straight, sweetie. We claim them in the name of the Alphabet Mafia. That's right.
We claim them in the name of the... No. Oh, God.
Yes.
No.
Oh, Miss Manko, did you make those emotes?
I think so.
Give me your artist for those emotes specifically. Or else.
She is the artist.
You do commissions?
Miss Mango was the one who made my first overlay, funny enough.
Fuck yeah.
My first overlay. My second one, different person, but still Miss Mango is an artist of fine caliber, and I do highly recommend her emotes, overlays, and anything else you could possibly think of. Yes.
I was also thinking earlier today that I wish there was more variety in quote-unquote featured queer spaces. There's an article on the top 10 queer spaces in New York City, and like 7 of them were bars/clubs.
Oh.
Right. Which is like nothing against bars/clubs, but not every queer person enjoys that sort of space. I big agree with this. Albany has the same problem as well. Like, literally all the queer safe spaces are just bars. And, like, I don't like bars, but I go there anyway just to, like, be with the community. But it's like, ugh, it's clicky.
That absolutely pisses me off, because that our only places are bars and clubs. And I think it's because of the fact that rooted into our history, we were hiding in bars and clubs, and it's become like now a staple place of study. It's not like so. It's
do you know what else has become a staple part of being queer and in the Alphabet Mafia?
Pronouns.
No, I was gonna say substance abuse and drinking problems. Actually.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we got used to the bars and the clubs. Because substance abuse and drinking problems. Yeah, shit just got real. That's right.
Yep. Apparently it's fucking pronouns too, by the way. Just, you know. We apparently own those now too, right? Patent pending. You know what? We'll get a rainbow flag stamp. Just, yep, patent pending. Pronouns. As soon as people find out I'm trans, they're like, "Oh,
I hate that.
You watched? Oh, okay, okay." So that
gets on my nerves.
That pisses me off, because here's the thing. Drag Race does not mean you're trans. Do we have trans inclusivity? Finally, after fighting it off, finally getting some freaking trans inclusivity in the damn show. But does not mean if someone is trans that they watch Drag Race. Just because someone is gay does not mean we watch Drag Race. Do I watch Drag Race? Absolutely. I love the show. Fine. I like to read people to filth. But to read the filth of anybody who asks you that question, you're straight. Do you watch football? You don't see me doing that.
I mean, you probably should. Just to counter that. Wait, didn't you guys know that the real trans agenda is to steal all the pronouns? What?
What?
Can confirm all the pronouns are now mine. No!
Oh, no. When were you going to tell us this?
Give them back. We need them.
I'm going to be referred to as person now instead of like he, they. How dare. Yes, more often. Oh my God. It might be.
Ribbon, where the fuck is there a queer cafe opening up soon? Fucking hell, give it to me. Alright, this is one I queued a while ago. You may now not refer to me. Yeah, just don't refer to me at all. Just don't acknowledge me. I don't exist.
The rest, you can keep the rest.
All right.
Sure.
Glorybax said before, look, I love being queer. It's a huge intrinsic part of who I am, but it's not all I am. I'm a person first and foremost. Person? Do I even identify with personhood? That's the whole other thing. Yeah, true. Fair.
I mean, I'm still in between beast and human. It's fine. Like, you know, I'm a bear. It's fine.
This is fine.
But then I found out also that in the LGBT community, bear means something else, along with otter and all kinds of other animals too. Now we're apparently freaking animals.
What does otter mean?
Oh, otter, skinny, hairy person.
Oh.
I know. Oh, can we talk about this? I feel like we should talk about this.
Yeah, we can talk about this.
how we refer to people in the gay community for animals. I'm not talking about like the pup play stuff. Like that's fine if someone refers to pup. I personally am like, okay, that's fine. I understand where that comes from. But calling someone a bear because they're big and huge, or an otter because they're hairy and thing, now we're literally calling people animals. Now, I personally was loving bears before the whole entire thing, but
yeah, is
this
the
is
term
another
otter linked to any sexuality specifically?
No. Actually, I'm not even entirely sure. I know it's for men that I've seen it referred to for mostly men. I haven't seen it with women. Although I believe women are referred to as kittens or cats. That's why we have a whole bunch of like other things that go into it, or foxes or vixens. That's another term used, which funny enough, there it is. Yeah, it's mostly gay, Polly.
I feel like it would be mostly gay, yeah.
But we have like references for women too where they're kittens or vixens. They're usually something cat-like.
Right.
That
So overlap between furries and LGBT people. Maybe something there historically. Yeah, definitely. There definitely is.
Yeah.
And even if there isn't, there definitely is now.
Yeah, but that's another thing where it goes into. So there will be like a person in a dating site, they'll be like, "Oh, I only date bears." I'm like, "Oh," and because I was uneducated at the time and did not know what bear actually meant in the society, I was like, "So you want to get mauled by a bear? Listen, I'm not gonna kink shame you, but it's okay. I understand, but that sounds very unhealthy." He's like, "No, I mean big dudes."
Hold up. I'm upsetty because Miss Mango said they're coming over to Troy. Give me a heads up as well, Miss Mango. I want to meet up. Yes, I live in Albany. What's good? Let's go. Let's have a fucking queer meetup. And then I can say hi to Ribbon again. And I'd be like,
yes.
Hi, Ribbon. Hold on.
TwitchCon at Troy. That'd be nice.
Miss Mango was saying before, when I first transitioned, I felt like I had to be a certain level of feminine to qualify. Yeah. This is again on the same thing about like, you know, gatekeeping. Like,
and passing
don't
as well.
Fucking gatekeep passing. That's so dumb. So fucking dumb. Like, you are what you are. Looks like a cute town. Albany's alright.
I've been to Albany before.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh no, I didn't get to enjoy any of the sites. I was just in a Vanguard tournament. We don't question it.
Okay. Talk later, haters. Later, tater haters. I'm not a tater hater.
I love tater tots.
All right, so Ruben said, have you heard about Cafe Euphoria? It's a trans-owned and focused cafe and thrift shop hangout space that's going to be in Troy. They want to open a spot in Albany. That sounds awesome.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Another friend I met through Twitch recommended Whistling Kettle. I've been to Whistling Kettle, I believe so. It's okay. I know that feline animals are linked to femininity. I feel weird by identifying with cats so much because I am not. I am not a woman. Yeah. Yeah. If I was a furry, I'd be a kitsune, fox-like hybrid. Polly, my God, you're a pup.
You know what's funny?
Polly, you should post pup pictures in horny jail. All right.
I'm not gonna do that. I shouldn't do that. I have too many. I gotta stop. Oh. Yeah. I have a closet of hidden things. We'll keep it at that.
I'm interested. Hito, it's time to come out of the closet, Hito.
I'm already out of the closet. The items in there do not come out though. I have 3 letters for you. TOS.
Yeah. It's educational. It's fine.
It's fine. It's
okay.
It's
like when Code Miko's talked about segs. But I'm a cat girl, cat person, cat envy. Wait, hold on. I want to feature this one for a second. GB. Cats don't gender. Cats don't fucking gender. Like you if you go to a cat and you tell it you're a boy, it'll just be like, meow.
Fuck you. It's like outside, meow. Inside, fuck you. Because I still say it to this day, cats have that inner evil. I can hear the demonic voice inside their thought process. So they'll be like,
Mow?
But inside it's like, the fuck you said? I will tip over this glass of water off of this table and test gravity today. Do not try me. Just.
I know they don't, so that's why I'm like, gender cat? Question marks.
But the funny thing about the pup scenario that was brought up. Yeah. So pup or pup play in the bondage community, stuff like that. Pup play is essentially just like an escape from like feeling like you have to take on all of the world's problems and you're living as like a dog to a handler, and that's like a whole thing. And there are relationships, funny enough, that are like that, so that goes into play as well.
That's true.
So that's the general.
So Hito, let me ask you a question.
What?
When did you first know that you were not straight?
Oh, very important. Ooh, that's gonna be that's a fun story. No one's actually ever asked me this question, so here we go. No one's ever asked me this question.
Oh yes, exclusive Hito interview.
Exclusive. I know, right? All right, so I first discovered it sometime in high school. A friend of mine, he asked me out, and I didn't know if he was joking or if he was serious. He was bisexual at the time. I don't know if he still considers himself as that, or he's probably done some soul searching, etc., etc. It's high school; we're still soul searching. But he actually asked me out. He was a friend of mine for like a good year and a half, and all of a sudden he was like, "Yo, Hito, wanna be my boyfriend?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, what?" And at this time, I was like, not really into anybody like that. I was kind of still into women at the time, so I was like a little like flabbergasted and thrown off guard because this was my friend of a year and a half. It kind of like raw dogs me in jokes like crazy, like kind of rips on me a lot, and so
what? Hold up, reel back. What do you mean?
In jokes, like he kind of goes way too far with his jokes, like disrespectfully.
Is that what that means?
That was kind of where I was going, because it's disrespectful and he violates with these jokes. Do you see where I'm getting at with this now? I know, I used the word. It's fine. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. He basically would make all these crazy jokes about me in front of friends. It wasn't too crazy, but it was like he would always rip on me. Mm-hmm. So when he randomly asked me out like that, I was thrown completely off guard.
Right,
and I was like, because I'm used to him joking like crazy. And there was a part of me that felt like he's still doing this joke. And then it went on for a month, and I'm like, okay, he's not fucking joking.
Still a weird way.
And then after that, I realized I think I hurt his feelings at the time, because then his jokes started becoming a lot more
personal.
Yeah. So during that time, I started actually feeling attracted to another person. Another guy friend. But I never.
Still, honestly, I feel like it would be an awkward way to start a relationship.
Exactly, but not him. He wasn't the guy friend. It was another guy friend.
No, I know.
In our group, and I was like, "Am I attracted to him? Do I find him attractive? I don't know. I do have some admiration and respect for him. He doesn't like mince his words, or he does something stupid and he kind of gets away with it scot-free. Like I kind of felt like admiration, but it wasn't love. It wasn't until after I graduated high school and started meeting up with someone who we did start slowly talking into it. It was obvious he had a crush on me, but at the same time, I also had a crush on him, but I wasn't comfortable going out with him because I wasn't out. Because if I'm ever going to be in a relationship with someone, I'm not going to hide it from anybody. I'm not going to like, oh, he's my dirty little secret. Shove him into closet. So it went from a friendship to an accidental friends with benefits, and then the friends with benefits started growing a little bit more and more, to the point where a friend of mine, well, ex-friend of mine, decided to get involved and start ruining basically his perception of me. And I actually was starting to like this guy a lot. Like the feelings were returning and everything. But because this guy interfered, he essentially did not want anything to do with me anymore, and he moved on with someone else, which I was like, okay, this is fine. I was heartbroken, like very much so. And even after that, we were still friends with benefits. But then he got a boyfriend, and I was like, okay, well, I think it's definitely time to move on. It was basically like overall a tease constantly because, again, I didn't know how to navigate this type of relationship. It was all new to me.
Yeah, I understand.
So it took me 3 months to actually finally start looking into it with other guys, because now I went out. I was literally like out of the closet as bisexual. I'm like, okay, I'm attracted to men. I admit it. I got it. Okay. God. Like it literally took so much for me not to break down and want to just throw myself off a cliff, because when growing up, I was picked on for being gay almost to the point where I was almost killed in my middle school. I'm not even joking.
Jesus.
That I was so traumatized to never come out as being attracted to guys as well. So that's where I essentially was scared and fearful of me coming out at all, because I was almost killed in middle school for someone thinking I was gay.
Yeesh.
So
yikers.
It was not easy. And then admitting it to my mom was not even easier. She was like, no. At first, I wanna make this very clear. At first, she was like, you just probably haven't found the right woman yet, because you have been dating a lot of crazy women. To be fair to my mom,
that was actually my next question. Is when was the first person who said that shit to you?
To be fair, though,
yeah,
she was kind of right. A few of the girls I dated were crazy. One sent me eyelashes in the mail. The other one tried to get pregnant with me, without my consent, by the way. So yeah, I don't blame her for saying that I dated some crazy women. But because I had the attraction towards my friends with benefits at that time, it was definitely terrible. So I got out of a toxic relationship, and then I realized that the person I had a crush on, whenever he crushes on somebody, he is their ride or die, even if he just met them. And it was very manipulative, because I was starting to see all these other guys manipulating him. One guy even literally went into my ear when he was drunk and said, oh, I could get him to stop drinking. I could get him to stop doing anything. He'll only listen to me. I can get him to do whatever I want.
Fucking weird.
And when I admitted this to him, he was like, oh, you're just jealous because you have feelings for me still. I'm like, yeah, so if I have feelings for you, it doesn't matter. I heard what I heard, and I have no reason to lie to you about this. So at that point, I noticed how toxic he gets when he falls in love with somebody. And I kind of had the biggest wake-up call with, I'm letting this little bastard manipulate me. Not just him. 75% of my friend group is manipulating me.
Yikes.
And so it took so much. So, mind you, I met my partner around the time I was still friends with these jerks, by the way. And for once, I was happy and did not give a shit what they believed. But I was still recovering out of all the trauma and bullshit that I went through. And it took him telling me, these guys are fucking toxic. And having a situation where we kind of proved that they were toxic. And I won't go into that situation as much because it's not important to the story, but seeing all of the toxicity happen and seeing how toxic his new relationship with his new partner was, and seeing how quick that they are to use each other for very fucked up things, because his recent partner used him to get out of his other relationship that he was unhappy with, even though he had a chance to leave. I know, very, very mentally abusive altogether. he would lash out and they would use me as the butt of every single joke, and I could not take it anymore. Hell, they were the people that told me that I would never amount to anything as a streamer or a content creator.
What
And
the fuck?
I gave up before I even started. So that's how bad it was, but they only did that because they wanted to use my gear.
I mean, they wanted to use your gear.
They were like, "Oh, you got a capture card? Pff, you can't do this on your own. You need us." But whenever I wanted to get a project done or content create done, any type of thing that I wanted to get done, they were lazy and didn't want to do shit. So I did what I did to get out of that. And it was during this time that I was still under the impression that I like this person, but I need to get over it. And when I finally started seeing my partner and things started to change and they saw me actually being fucking happy, that they started acting different towards me. Like they were trying to find ways to drive me crazy or my partner crazy. And at that point, it was like, I can't deal with this anymore. And after that last incident with them, I have not spoken to them since. They are a whole bunch of toxic people. And honestly, my life has been better. I started streaming and I met a whole bunch of wonderful people. Hi, Waba.
What? Huh? Me?
Yes, you. And everyone here in chat.
Me. But Hito, you.
Hey, I'm still working on being a better person.
What do you mean? Why do you think you're not a good person?
Well, I still think I have a lot. I don't think I'm a better person. I think I'm a better person than I was the other day, but I still think there's some improvement that I could do to my mental health. Even though I have a therapist and I'm still taking care of myself, the journey's still not over.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, honestly, I feel like everyone is on a journey for... I mean, the kind of community I try to run here is like, you know, if folks are on a journey of self-improvement, then I want to be there for them. And not just me, I want the community to be there for everyone, you know? That's how we roll, you know, just support. Support and love. Because you needed that foundation. You need that foundation of people loving you and believing in you to get anywhere, you know?
And trust me, it's not to say that I haven't had my relapses, but we're there. I know for a fact that because of the fact that
and the journey does never end, yeah.
Because I was going through all of that through my sexuality, but I had no one to really back me up at that time. I was put into positions where my mental health was never okay, to the point that I was making the worst of goof offs ever, and I was letting people walk all over me, hurt me, and do things behind my back, and I never want to let that happen again. That's why I'm more that's why I'm more confrontational, if anything. Not in a bad way, more like I'm gonna face it, I'm gonna say what I have to say, and that's it. And if there's a problem with what I said, fucking too bad. I'm tired of hiding what I have to say when I'm under any type of pressure.
Fuck yeah. Good for you. Set good boundaries for yourself. It's part of that. I'm really proud of you, man.
Thanks. I implore anyone in chat to always remember that your boundaries are first and foremost important, and your mental health is key to unlocking probably the most strongest of you that you'll ever have. So always try to implore and improve yourself. Even if you feel like you didn't do anything that day, maybe you needed that rest day. Maybe you needed that moment to yourself.
Oh, man.
Maybe you've been doing too much and you need to start breathing.
We have a new saying around here, actually, which is that if all you did today was just get up out of bed, then everything else is just extra. You know, like just existing, you're valid. You know.
Yeah.
And if you're tired, then rest. You know, that's your body literally telling you, "Hey, I can't do it today," and you got to respect that. You know, this is why I focus a lot on self-care, because it starts with that. It starts with these simple things, these simple like habits that we should be building for ourselves. And I know a lot of people who don't really do well with self-care, like they don't really take good care of themselves, and then they're wondering why they're feeling so burned out and so tired from doing quote unquote nothing. And I'm like, well, you know, have you taken time for yourself today, this week, this month? Like, you know,
I think if anything,
I want people. I asked a question the day today in my server, which was like, what are your goals for 2022, and what are stuff like we can actually help you with and hold you responsible with? Because I want to hold people responsible for their goals, but I also want people to make realistic goals. So if your realistic goal is I want to be able to get out of bed and take a shower, brush my teeth, get dressed every single day, then absolutely that's a really commendable goal, because some people can't, you know.
One of my goals for the 2020, which I'm actually going to be starting to do on stream a lot more now because I stopped doing it. I'm going to start doing Ring Fit again so I can at least start getting into better shape again. And I want to be able to make it more interactive with chat, which is another goal of mine, which is being able to interact with my community a lot better. So that way we can set up like community days and have like an awesome time getting to know each other. So that's why I want to make these things a little bit better. And for the Ring Fit chat the Ring Fit streams I'll be doing, I'm going to be opening voice chat for anybody who wants to just like chill, relax, and also shout words of encouragement to make sure I can get my shit together. Even if it's just a joke where like, get yourself together, get those crunches, do them push-ups, squats, mold that ass of yours. Come on.
I kind of love that. I kind of want to steal that idea, but I could probably never do it consistently.
You gotta want it. So that's
Wait,
what I'm
I have
gonna
a
be
question.
Doing. What?
Because a lot of my friends have been doing this. Is this the year of the bear?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's the year of the bear because it is.
So we have Nucleic Nurse, we have Mori, we have Bear, and obviously we have Waba. Year of the Waba, year of the bear, year of the Mori.
Year of the
Franklin turrets, year of the Hito, whatever. Like,
year of the Hito bear.
I really do feel like this year is a good one. It's gonna be a good one. We're gonna make it good because like I feel like last year like we were just getting our footing in like the Twitch sphere. Like I started mid 2020, right? And that was like kind of rocky start, right? And then 2021 was a lot of like test the waters, see what kind of like weird unethical shit was out there. By the way, new vid out. If you're a streamer, go watch it. It's on ethics.
Which, by the way, if you do another one of those, please join me on that because I do a lot. Please let me join you on that because I've been doing a lot.
Oh yeah, I literally recorded that and edited it all today and made the thumbnail today. Like I don't know what the fuck got into me. I literally just was like, I'm annoyed about this. I want to rant at the camera, so that's what I did.
So I've ranted at the camera mostly on stream about support for support groups because those get me so fucking frustrated.
Yeah, that was partially what my rant was about. I like touched on it a bit, but yeah, I just like touched very quickly on experiences. I still have that VOD that I've edited, but I don't know if I want to release it or not. Still, I might, but I don't know. I might. It's good content. It's good to watch, good to listen to in the background. But yeah, seriously, watch out for scams. There's a lot of pyramid scams on Twitch and Twitter and everywhere else. Like, they're effectively scams.
North Trooper 2020.
yeah, literally. North Trooper was 2020 was traumatic for a lot of streamers because of him, but not just because of him, because of other stuff and like other sus shit was going on as well. So,
and 2021 was the year of the hate raids, which those popped up more than normal.
Yeah.
But I will say this, I guess chat's gonna hear this. I'm planning on doing a talk on support for support groups and anyone who's been victimized by it. And Waba, I would like to ask you to join on this if possible.
100%. Yeah.
Sweet.
Do you want to make a video together about support for support?
Yes.
Because literally we can just rant on the Discord call together, and I'll just edit it later.
Yep. I'll edit it too. Listen, I've been learning my editing. It's been doing good lately.
Good on you.
I say it like this, like with Twitch streaming, I've learned how to edit my videos better. I've learned how to sew. I've learned how to draw a little bit better too. Yeah. I've learned how to do so many different things that I didn't think that I would be capable of doing again because I had to relearn it. But I'm all go for it. I'm even making music again, which is freaking great.
You make music? Really?
I make video game tracks.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
If you want a theme, Waba, go for it.
I do want a theme. I asked Earl for a theme, but he hasn't made it yet.
Although it's going to be chiptune as hell.
It's fine.
And pick a game that you're interested in. Obviously, probably Pokemon or Legend of Zelda.
I mean, honestly, a lot of games really like say to what my niche is. I feel like Metroid actually fits the bill.
All right, I could probably make a chiptune version of a Metroid song.
That'd be really cool. Oh, you don't make original, you make like covers?
I'm still trying to make originals, but I do actually cover them to the point where they're unrecognizable.
Yeah.
That's why I don't get DMCA'd on my channel.
I'm gonna try to use Twitch a little bit more as a growth platform, honestly, this year. Like, I think doing the Stream Raiders category was a decision I made. Was entirely based on the fact that it's a bit more discoverable than just chatting. But the Mental Health Monday segment is definitely exclusively just chatting for sure.
Yep.
Which is also a very discoverable category. But
I
really vibe with Stream Raiders because you can just like chill and do whatever the fuck, you know?
That is true. I might actually start doing that just for mental health breaks while I'm actually like streaming a marathon or something. Probably like a 30-minute thing, 30-minute or an hour worth of Stream Raiders while I'm eating something. I'm like, hey guys.
Category for an hour, you get so many lovely folks from Stream Raiders in there. Sorry, my mic turned all the way around for some reason because my cat got here.
I blame cat. Which cat is this Sky again?
Is this Sky?
I can barely see. Oh, wait, no, I'm looking at the thing now. I can't tell the difference between your cats. I'm sorry.
Between Sky
and Nero. Sorry, Nero. Hi.
Sky, the one that I can fucking toss around in the air, compared to fucking the chunker that is Nero, 18 pounds.
Is Nero.
Fucking Nero.
I just realized it. I said Sky because Sky was kind of like hogging the spotlight for a second from you while he was like, hey.
Look at this.
Hey.
18 pounds of void, baby. I got all this void. He thinks he's a kid in now.
It's like Nero staring down after like, did you call me Sky? Yeah, you fucking insufferable peasant. Ah, I'm just like, okay. I'm sorry. Void baby. I get it.
Yes, void boy. Anyway, Hito. Here's an interesting question, because again, this is based partially on a discussion that I had with that fellow on Omegle. He gave me a lot to think about, honestly, because he was being respectful about it, but I was kind of like disagreed with some stuff about him.
Okay.
Do you think? Yeah, here we go. This is where I get canceled. Everyone, are you ready? Get out your pitchforks. Get ready your torches. Do you think people are born gay?
No.
Okay. Interesting.
Now, that's my straightforward answer, but my explanation for this answer, no one's born gay. I like to think that we grow up, discover, and experience different things that lead us to our path. For example, we change as people, we experience as people, and we also have to take that time to introspect and discover ourselves. So no one is born gay. Or no one's born straight either, as Ribbon put it. All in all together, to expect that straight is the default to anyone is ridiculous, and is only derived from cultural stupidity.
Yeah, that's heteronormativity. Yeah, babies don't have sexuality, but people place sexuality and put sexuality on babies because they're like,
body parts.
Oh, look at your little, on your body parts as well, right? It's like, oh, look at your little boy, and this is your little girlfriend, and like, this is a toddler, ma'am.
Yeah.
That kid is 2. That is not his girlfriend. It's just a person that you put him next to.
But yeah, I think literally when the LGBT say things like, "Oh, well, we were born this way." I'm like, stop. Listen, I get it.
But then the opposite is, hateful homophobic people saying like, "Oh, well, you chose to be gay."
Exactly. So this is more on the things like, no, I wasn't born
gay.
No,
absolutely not.
But it's more like, no, I discovered who I am.
Yeah, exactly.
I discovered who I am.
I much prefer that answer.
I prefer it. I prefer not born this way, but I discovered who I am.
Yes.
Like, for example,
love this.
There are more people in the world that are discovering that they're more feminine and are a woman and are gay and are lesbian, etc., or I like this, I like that. We grow up to figure out who we are. You're on a journey. You're following a whole bunch of paths and forks on the road. I say this as someone who practices paganism because that's a big thing in our religious practice.
Yo, someone
Finding your
had
path.
us.
But along with that, and I used to teach it too, by the way. I used to teach paganism to many others.
Thank you, Mango.
But I'll say this straight out. As we're following each of our path, there's going to be many forks in the road. And whichever one that we feel is the closest to responding to us, that gives us that response back, we go forward. Right. Take all the signs of what's being thrown at you and what is connecting with you and discover slowly who you are.
All right.
And that journey is never going to stop, by the way. That's why I said what I said earlier. Yeah, I discovered who I am, and I still feel like I'm not the best version of me, but I'm at the best version of me that I am right now.
Best version you can possibly be at this point in time with the resources that you have. And I've said this before as well in different contexts of just like, you know, you had to do what you had to do to survive. If you're in a survival mindset, you can only do so much, you know. And people sometimes shame themselves for like their past behaviors or their past, you know, hurtful coping mechanisms to themselves. And I'm like, don't do that to yourself. Like, you were doing the best that you could. That's what was available, you know?
Which I'm happy you said that because
yeah, keep learning.
Exactly. There's one thing that I specifically learned with that mindset, which was just because I did something wrong before and someone's about to make the same mistake does not mean that you cannot interfere and at least try to reason with that person and say, hey, listen, I know I did something similar to like this and I fucked up really badly. This is why you probably shouldn't do it. Instead of me saying, oh, I can't say anything like that because then I'll come off as a hypocrite, is another stupid way of saying, oh, I can prevent this mistake from happening because it's happened to me. But I'm just going to allow it to happen because I did the same mistake and they would learn better if they actually get traumatized by this too. That's not a real good way to do it. You can do as much as you can, but at the end of the day, the person is responsible for their own decisions. And if you at least did something to try and stop them, or did something to at least try to help a person realize the way and they chose to make their decision, it's not on you.
Straight up. I like this answer from Ribbon because this is effectively the answer I gave the person on Omegle, which is that, you know, I think I didn't have such a great articulated answer as you did, Hito, at the time, because I was just like, you know, I think people do find out that they are gay at a pretty early age. Like, most people that I know that are like, you know, gay or not straight in general or trans even, you know, even trans folk kind of discover or like kind of know something is up, you know, like I'm not like the other kids, or I don't feel like the other kids, like I don't feel like how I'm supposed to be feeling or something, you know. It happens at an early age, but it's like it's a discovery process, you know. And definitely there's definitely some societal, like, I'm sure pressure, or not pressure, but like there's some outside influence, right? It's like half you know, genetic, half you know, what am I saying? What's the fucking phrase? Oh my god. What's the phrase? Shit, why can't I think of it? It's like environmental
Heretic?
versus
Heretic?
It's the thing that you say all the time. It's both environmental and biological or whatever. I forgot what it's called. No, not sociological. No.
Hereditary.
Polly had it more right. It's a specific phrase that you say like these two things.
Yeah.
And they did a giant study, and they found, like, in all the studies, that's always, like, 50% biological, 50% environmental. It might actually just be that. This is kind of where I went with it, which is...
Sociological.
Sociological is not the term I was thinking of, but it is all a relevant term.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is the problem with saying entirely, like, yeah, you were born gay, you're predetermined to be gay. Genetically versus... Nurture versus nature. There it is.
Yeah.
I got it eventually. It was nurture versus nature.
Nurture. Okay, there we go.
Take care, Koi. Have a great night. Sleep well. Nurture versus nature. That took me a while, but yeah, nurture versus nature. So again, with what Ribbon said, I don't know why that. Did I do that? Did someone else do that?
Do what?
It whooshed away on its own. Yeah, what Ruben said, which is when people claim the answer is yes, generally there's people looking into the gay gene or the trans gene, and it becomes eugenics real fast. And that's what I said. I said I'd be very scared if some researcher actually found the gay gene, because that would mean that it would just turn into eugenics, and we already tried that so many times, and it just never ends well, obviously.
Yeah.
And then we actually had a question from Game Boy 720. I have a question for both of you. What piece of media helped you come out, if any? I don't think I necessarily had a piece of media for myself. Actually, no, that's not true. That's not true. I think, oh man, what was it? It was like a really old guy. I don't know. There's a lot of pieces of media that helped me come out being non-binary. I think mostly just like the fact that I could be binary, non-binary, and still like look like this. It's because I think I saw like an older guy who was like old Scotsman bearded type, and he was like, yeah, I'm non-binary as fuck, and I look like this because you can look whatever you look like, you know.
I blame anime. I'm sorry.
Anime.
I blame anime because I was like, okay, I'm into guys, but what kind of guys am I into? How am I reacting to this? And big dudes just get my motor running. I don't know why. It just does. Like, I have someone who is equally as thick as me to cuddle with. That's something. You know what I mean? Like, it's an attraction for me. That's my attraction. Does that? But I'll say this right now. Yeah. Just because I'm attracted to one type of dude does not mean that I would never give another dude a try. Like, my partner is not a big buff or big belly dude, but I'm still attracted to this person.
All right.
For a much more important reason than his looks. Although he does look, he be looking fine though. So just I do have a physical attraction to him.
Adorable.
But I will say this all together. Anime did a lot of it because it was mostly about gender expression, especially media like Sailor Moon, where they were trying to edit the gay out, and you can't edit the gay out. I'm sorry, it's there.
Yeah.
I think another anime that did it for me was Wedding Peach, which was another Sailor Senshi-esque magical girl type anime, which there was some problems with it. But then again, I also relooked at Japan's cultural differences, and I'm like, oh, so it is normal to marry at 14 in Japan. Got it. Understood. This was weird to me as an American because I'm born here, and, you know, marriage is a very important thing. But yes.
Right.
So that was a thing. Also, JoJo didn't help because I read the manga when I was a lot younger. People don't realize that JoJo has been going on for almost 30, 20, Jesus, 25, 30 really? Years. Yes, and it has been remade like 50,000. It's been remade at least 5 different times. So people were like, "Oh, you don't know nothing about JoJo." I'm like, I've been reading it since you were a sperm cell. I don't want to hear crap.
Hito actually staring into the camera for the first time tonight. Let's go.
I'm reading chat.
Oh, I see. I see how it is.
I'm also paying attention to chat because
you dare you.
Listen.
Yes.
Just listen.
Yes.
Can we just say?
Are you this slow? I have something very mean to say. I'm sorry.
Can we just be grateful that Waba did not have something mean to say in 5 seconds? For 5 seconds.
Are you the slow definition IRL?
No.
I'm gonna get some HD Hito action. Let's go.
Oh no. You know that also means something else, right?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah.
I think for me, horror kind of helped me realize that I was non-binary when I was younger in the scene. Like, it's okay to be strange and different. I like that, yeah. Have a good night, Mama. Yeah.
Oh, there's a reason for that, actually. There was a whole study on why a lot of people in the LGBT love horror a lot.
I think this also goes with villains as well.
Exactly. So I'll start with the general topic of villains first, and then I'll go into horror specifically. But with villains, they were free to express who they were and what they were. Take a look at like Disney films as an example. You have Ursula, you have Cruella, you have anybody who basically is like, yes, I am evil and I can get away with it. I also am a badass fucking bitch right now. Deal with it.
Well, the other thing about villains is, though, oftentimes they're kind of justified in their villainry because it's just people being dicks and excluding them for the pure fact of like they were born a certain way.
Exactly.
And they're like, well, we hate you because you're obviously evil because you have all these like vibes and you dress a certain way and you practice this magic. And it's like, well, fuck y'all. Then I'm gonna curse y'all. Like Maleficent, for instance. Good example of this.
Hell, I loved him from Powerpuff Girls. Just oh my god, like
dude, oh my god, the trans fucking icon, non-binary icon. I don't know.
Like
him is beautiful.
We don't know what him is, but in the name,
that's the point. That's the point.
Exactly.
It's
but
him.
Still, his name is there. It's him.
Him.
So technically, him identifies as a he, but technically not in the shape and normal way of portrayal of he, and that's the perfect part because when you hear of him, you would think, quote unquote, oh man, this guy's gonna be big, buff, strong, and kill everyone. And then you see him for who he is, and it's like, oh, well, this is unexpected.
Here's a question: Is him a trans icon or a non-binary icon?
That's
the answer is both.
Yeah, especially since him is also technically a shapeshifter in some way as well.
Yep.
Although I'm not gonna lie, also another good villain, but it was like girl boss villain in Powerpuff Girls was Sedusa.
Sedusa is beautiful.
Like, let's not forget that not only did she manipulate the professor and kind of made him choose over his girls at some point, but then also kidnapped Miss Bellum and tricked the mayor. Like, it was free expression right there. And even more so on that, this also brings up a gender episode in Powerpuff Girls that I actually want to go over. Do you remember the episode where the girls just stopped giving a shit about the town because they were treating women unequally? Because a villain actually instilled that information in their brain. Where they were literally like, oh please, once you arrest me, it's just gonna be run over by dudes again, who, dudes and villainy, like that's normal, but where are the women?
So you have to let me be a villain because I'm a woman, and it's like, oh my god, girls, no, like people need to be responsible for their shit.
And then even more so on that, when Miss Bellum had the little intervention with all the other women that came in, she's like, did Femme Fatale care for me when she was robbing my bank? Did she care for me when she broke my arm? And then the random blonde chick that was like, did she care for me when she came for my hairstyle? And everyone's just looking at her stupid, like, really? When you compare the two together.
So dumb.
Just like, but all in all together, like, that was the point. That episode actually woke me up a little bit because I'm like, oh, so there is inequality in gender roles. Got it. Understood. Even within the gender role, that there's inequality. So that made me start thinking about things a lot when I was a kid. And honestly, I was like, there was a time that I think I pissed off a girl in my class in high school where she was like, oh, please, all my girls got my back. I'm like, really? Because I be hearing her talking crap about you and saying that you're a hoe who's been opening her legs like it's a all-you-can-eat buffet. And I heard her saying that you get more used than a revolving door during rush hour. That's not funny. Oof. So, again, this is what I'm talking about. What's the point? It's the jackals and the lions theory, where essentially, the stronger, more fiercer women kind of like to pick on the more demure and weaker women, and that is great. That is the perfect way to live. Yeah, that's literally what they do.
That's literally just toxic femininity. Like, we talk a lot about toxic masculinity, but toxic femininity exists, and it's just cattiness and inner competition between women, and it's just it's internalized sexism, basically, is what it comes down to. Of like, basically. I have to compete with you because we have to compete for like men's attention ? / other people's attention in general. So I need to be catty and fucking fight you on every single step of the way. It's really dumb. Really dumb.
Exactly. Shit. And that's literally another thing with that being toxic femininity. And then we go into toxic masculinity.
Yep.
Which honestly is very apparent in my heritage because I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Spanish, I'm full-blooded Spanish. Most people confuse me on that one, but yeah, I'm full-blooded Puerto Rican, guys. I'm Boricua. Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
But
did we have you? We didn't have you on intersectionality.
We did not.
Months. How do you feel about I mean, honestly, I'm just gonna tell you this just straight. You're pretty white passing, my guy.
Yeah, and that's an annoying thing that happens. Oh, I feel very pissed off about it because people expect me to think, oh, please, everything gets handed to you. You are privileged. And I'm like,
that's not how that works. Like, you have white privilege because you have white passing privilege, but nothing gets handed to you, though.
Nothing gets handed to me. And also, I do still get stopped by cops on a daily. I've gotten stopped before when I was in high school. And mind you, I was sick as a dog. I was not feeling too great. And I was with a friend of mine. And when I was just getting food, because my mom wasn't home, she was working. And I was home by myself. This was during high school again. I'm able to take care of myself in high school. I went to literally go get my food while I was sick. And a cop stopped me because he said I looked shifty and suspicious. Meanwhile,
yikes.
My eyes were red. I felt sick and I was about to puke. And literally this guy's like, okay, we're going to literally take you down the station. He grabbed me by my wrists and literally, as soon as he did that, I actually vomited. And I literally made it clear that I was sick. I wasn't doing any types of drugs. I'm actually sick. And I went to go get my food. And he kind of just left me alone after I threw up.
Dumbass.
And that's the thing that I hate about that's the thing I hate about like when I look like this and people hear me like say something like an opinion wise, they think that I'm basically being a Kevin or a Karen. And that's an annoying thing. And I'm not, oh no, you don't need to apologize. I'm just saying like this is a thing that usually happens. This is from dumbass people, by the way, not people who actually understand who I am.
Wait. Miss Mango is 50% Hispanic? Shit.
I have a maximum white passing privilege.
Couldn't have guessed. Yeah, you definitely have maximum white passing privilege. You were pale, friend.
But this is the thing that gets on my nerves as being white passing, because I'm full-blooded Spanish. I don't speak Spanish that well because my mom speaks more English to me and my rest of my family speaks Spanish.
Frankie says I don't know enough Puerto Ricans to identify you as Puerto Rican. So that's why I think you're white passing.
But it also is the fact that I have heritage far beyond me that are Spaniard.
Yeah.
So they are, some of them are from Spain, but like a majority of it, my blood makeup is 100% Spanish. And essentially, this is a thing that happens a lot to a lot of Hispanic people or Boricua people or Puerto Rican people, or even anyone of that gender. But I mean, not gender. Wow, anyone of that race.
What's your gender, Puerto Rican?
Heritage or ethnicity.
Sorry to hear that. Hope it gets better.
Of anyone in that ethnicity, we get mistaken as white a lot, and honestly, it's really a bad rep because this is something that happens in Hispanic heritage. It's called colorism. If you're a darker shade in your ethnicity of being Hispanic, you are treated as a little bit more under, or like, you know, you're treated like dirt essentially. And it's annoying because we have that in Spanish media as well. Because anyone who is a person of color in Spanish media, but they're the same race as anyone else, guess what? They're the help, quote unquote. They're the help in any of the media, which is highly disrespectful.
It's super racist. It's super racist. Let's just be real.
It is super racist.
It's ad break. I want to feature two things before ad break. Polly with a very important message. And my second very important message regarding gender. Miss Mango, my pronouns are Porto/Rican. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta go do a thing. All right.
Yep.
Burp.
All right. So here's the thing. I'm gonna share this with you guys. I am full-blooded Puerto Rican, And I'm about to share something that is very toxic in our culture. That is something that can really kill us. And honestly was brought up in Encanto as well, which I absolutely want to bring this up for you guys. I know an ad break is coming up, but yeah. I'm going to bring this up because it's a very important thing that we remember. And this is also a lot of things that happen or goes into things as well. You have to remember that gender roles also stem from cultural things. Like lots of cultural things. Essentially, it's a lot of cultural things that happen. And I just want to make sure that we all understand that because cultural bloodlines, cultural roots go into play, they kind of expect a lot of things coming from your gender. And this is obviously going to be one of them. And once ad break is over and Waba comes back, can someone just cue me in when ads are over? Yeah, I know there was an ad. I was just like, I was fan basing the whole thing. You're fine. You're good. Thank you for telling me that the ads are over, though. I was just vamping while the ads were on. So, watch WabaStreams. Mental Health Mondays. They're the best. Oh, man. Do I get my $40 now for appearing? I'm kidding. I'm not getting paid. It's fine. This was voluntarily. And I love volunteering. Oh, man. So, one big cultural thing. If anyone can hear me, please say I. If anyone can hear me, please say I. If anyone can hear me, please say I. Can I see eyes in the chat?
Miss Mango, please just fed 2 puffins to Waba.
I said eyes. Okay, yep. Everyone can hear me. Perfect. Good.
What happened?
Thank you. Thank you. Oh no, I just said like if everyone can hear me, say I. If your ad is over, say I, and everyone's just sending eyes.
Yeah, it just ended.
All right, perfect. So I was gonna go over something.
Oh, this is mostly Italian.
I was gonna go over something in cultural masculinity, which is funny enough. So
man, I want right before we do that.
Yep.
I wanted to do a couple of things here, which is Shellshot Prime said that I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm much darker than Hito. And actually, to follow this up, we put Polly's comment up here, which is that they're mostly Italian. Tyler family has dark hair, oily skin. But I have one brother that's like platinum blonde and blue-eyed from random blurry genes. My family treats him differently at times. Yeah, colorism is real, my friends. Interracial colorism is fucking real. Doesn't just exist inside the black community, it exists inside every person of color community, unfortunately. And it fucking sucks. You know?
Yep.
Sucks dick, but it's real. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Damn it, Geico ad. Curse you, tuna ad. Milagro for me? What's a milagro?
I don't know what
interesting. Hito, you might want to start when you said over. We were in ad hell. Yeah, I'll pay you, Hito.
I was I was vamping while the ad was going, and he thought that I was saying everything. But I will say
I gotta come up with some money for Hito here.
Wait, what? Wait, what money? What are we doing? What are you doing?
Well, Miss Mango paid me 2 bits, so I gotta give you one of the bits. Here you go.
Oh, okay. Wait, no, you don't have to give me one of the bits. We're fine. We're okay. We're good. This is for you. Your bit. But anyway, back to what I was going. I wanted to go into. It was the fact that we were gonna have essentially. I was gonna bring up the fact that there's a lot of toxic masculinity in the Hispanic heritage as well, which is essentially we are meant to be machismo and not cry a single tear. Right. That means we have to portray our emotions violently and aggressively and like a man. And so it's an annoying situation because they go over this and I compared this to the movie Encanto because this is an important one where Louise is a good example of the pressure that a family will put on you to fit your role. Also, therapy isn't a thing. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Oh, no, if I go see a therapist, I'm crazy. That I don't have a mental problem whatsoever. And that therapy is only for people with mental problems, not for anyone else.
Yep.
This is a thing that happens. I remember my late grandmother, when she found out I was going to therapy, she straight out told my mom, "Is there something wrong with him?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there's something wrong with me. I'm fucking depressed and I have anxiety and PTSD."
Straight up. Yeah, don't miss that. I wouldn't miss that either.
Exactly. So, mind you, I'm not gonna even say that it's not just Hispanic. That's why I would say like it's in.
I mean, machismo
it's in
it's just the Spanish version of toxic masculinity.
Yeah, it's the Spanish person for us, but it also goes for many other influences as well. Like I've seen it happen for most men in general. Men are not allowed to share their feelings. Men are not allowed to.
That's true. Why are you sharing your feelings? It's weird.
Because
who would do that?
Because I heard it was good for you, but you know what? I guess I might have been wrong. It's stupid. I had things to say, but it's stupid. I'll stay quiet.
No. Speak up. Speak up.
But all in all together, this is literally like a thing that has happened. Men are not allowed to share their feelings. Men can never, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna probably bring R word in this,
but men are not allowed.
I'm gonna bring the R word in this, but men are not allowed. Like men can never get raped or anything, or get emotionally damaged or anything like that. That's literally what society has.
I was wondering which R word, but yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Like, this is a thing that has happened, and honestly, this is an unfair thing that's happened to a lot of men as well. I know it's fucked.
I mean, that's fucked. Also, this is fucked. The guy never hugged people. Basically taught him to hug. Aww. Yeah, men get weirdly touch starved as well, which is partially that and like toxic masculinity. Like guys are so fucking icky when it comes to sexual stuff. It's because we're fucking touch starved. We don't know how to socialize correctly unless it's like supercharged sexually towards a woman. We don't have a fucking conversation. So
I'll make this clear. I never hugged anyone till high school.
Really?
I never made a friend in high school. I mean, like, mind you, I never made a friend till high school, regardless. But I never felt comfortable or even tried going for a hug because I felt very uncomfortable with the idea of hugging somebody and that they'll stab me in the back, literally stab me in the back.
Yeah.
So that's I understand the concept of like hugging people is very hard to do.
Right.
And that's essentially a scary thing for me in that case, because I was like, oh, if I hug someone, then I'm showing weakness.
Mood.
And yeah, Polly made a very clear point on that. It's unfair and biased to males. Exactly. Like, this is the thing. Like, everyone has focused on women's rights, which, yeah, women's rights are important. Equal pay is something that could be started with and all that other stuff. But then people forget that men go through it, and I hate when there are women that will literally disrespect men for even talking about their pain, because they're like, oh, but men get more privileges. Yeah, but at what cost? We have to pretend that we're strong when we're not. We have to pretend that we have everything together, that we're the thing and all that other stuff. And it's just annoying.
I agree.
Like, I think if anything, we all pay some sort of price for being anything in this world. Women pay prices like pink tax and non-equal pay because they're women. Men pay in not being able to establish themselves emotionally or be able to make any concentrated emotional connections without being peered as weak and useless. Women are seen as the weaker in general, and that they are always just emotional beings that don't know how to control themselves. Men are seen as predators, and because they have this big normal strength or whatever, that they're not able to be somewhat soft and caring. It's always some price to pay for whatever gender you're in.
Pretty much. There's always that price. There's always that pay your gender fee. Oh, you got a gender? Pay up. Oh, you want to be a man? Well, here's some trauma. Here's some how to not interact with people. Here's some sexism. You're welcome. Oh, you want to be a woman? Okay, great. Here's some internalized sexism. Just all sorts of shit. I feel like being closeted trans among my male friends bled into them into them a bit. That's good. Oh yeah, here you go, men. Be emotionally stunted as well. Emotional intelligence 0. It's definitely unfair bias to males. They're heavily isolated and you're discouraging seeking help. Except from certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You're discouraged from seeking help. Yep. I had to relearn hugging, I feel you. That shit I used to hurt, yeah. I walk back in and talking about men and their weirdness, hugging people. Fun conversation. I have a story to share about that. Go ahead. Firmly believe toxic masculinity is the root of all the world's problems. Yeah.
It's a big part of it.
I don't know why, but that just fucking reminded me of like, oh, we can't have a woman president. She's going to start a war on her period. And I'm like, all wars in history have been started by men. Your move.
Yeah, there's a part of me that feel like every war has been started with a man because the other country was like, your PP small. Like, I'll show you how small my PP is. Brings out atomic bomb, ends the war.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on.
I'm literally overgeneralizing it. Do not even pay any mind to that.
I'm not sure if that's what they would say. Maybe they'd say and be like, "Hey, wait a minute."
They'll be like, "Hey, your country's PP is small. Well, your country PP is small. Okay, that's it."
Yeah.
War.
Anyway.
So gender and sexuality.
Yeah. You having a good day, Hito?
I'm doing good. I'm just vamping, vibing, and rapping with everyone.
It's as well.
You're a vampire?
Yeah, I'm a vampire.
I fucking wait. Are you the vampire that burns up in the sun or lights up like a disco ball in the sun? Are you a Twilight vampire or a What We Do in the Shadows type of vampire?
What We Do in the Shadows vampire.
Okay, there we go.
For sure, like regular. Back when I first met my fella, we were just friends. I expressed wanting to hug him whenever he was emotionally vulnerable to me. He says to me, I've only been hugged once in my life, and I was utterly flabbergasted. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Huh? How? If you could define your gender in completely non-binary terms, what would it be? In non-gender terms, what would it be? Or how would you describe it in non-gender terms? Define your gender in completely non-gender terms? My gender is Henry, I guess. My gender is Waba. My gender is comfy, cozy. My gender is can't give 2 fucks about the patriarchy. My gender is fuck the patriarchy, basically. My gender is what? My gender is who? My gender is da 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 do.
My gender is bear. My gender is floofy. My gender is retro games. My gender is barman. My gender is hidden sexuality. And my gender is cozy cave streaming.
Yeah. Hito, I have a question.
Yep. I might have an answer.
How do you feel about ending for the night?
I'm okay with that if that's what you want to do.
Okay. I was like, your parents went and hugged you? And he's like, no, nope, never. The answer action is, oh, well, I have to fix that. Just like, I want that so much. Oh my God. The poor sweet surf man. Aw. My answer was that spot where the tide just meets the sand. I like that.
That's actually a very good answer.
It's very relaxing. I like that.
Giving me beach vibes.
Getting fancy when we have this conversation among friends. I like it. I love it. Yeah. Chat, do you have any more questions, additions, subtractions? We're going to be talking about this all week. All month. All week. All month. Talking about it all month. So, here, let me tell you who our guest is next week. At the very least. But I want to try to wrap up for the night. Our guests for next week are Abby Gator and a Woo Woo. Abby Gator is an Australian streamer, and a Woo Woo is a lurker in the night. who lurks frequently on the streams and the Discord, and also posts lewds while I'm streaming, and then ats me about it. I'm okay with this. This is fine.
Good
it's
person.
Hilarious. They're a good person. Anyway. Anyway, so yeah, Hito, do you have anything else to add as well before we end for the night?
I do have one thing to add.
Yes.
Be yourselves. Whether it's a masculine act or a feminine act, just be yourselves and fuck everyone else. Fuck everyone else who judges you for what you do and who you are. Don't hide your magic for anyone else.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Chat, you got anything? He also told me that he loves having his hair play with, and I'm like, I'll play with your hair for you. Aw. He just goes, that's all I want in life. Sir, I swear I'll walk that 300-mile distance if you don't stop. That's very cute. It's very adorable. All right. If chat's all set with Hito and the discussion for tonight, we'll be back again next week with 2 more lovely guests. Talk about their experiences and stuff. All right. I'm going to play the outro, and let's say goodbye to Hito, okay? Have a good night, Hito.
Hey, good luck to you, bro. Bye.
Monday. That was very bugged. We're going to do that one more time. Thank you so much for watching Mental Health Monday. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give the video a like, put a comment down below, and share it with a friend. If you want to catch it live, feel free to follow us on Twitch. The link is in the description below. As always, mental health is an open and ongoing discussion, so feel free to say hello and then, come talk with us about mental health. I love the topic, always talk about it. It's a chill atmosphere, it's a safe space. Sometimes we get a little chaos and chaotic, but it's still a safe space all the same. If you also enjoyed the guests and what they had to say, you can check out their content as well. I put their Twitch links in the description below. As for the rest of my socials, they're also down there. Twitter, Instagram, and the Discord if you want to join. As always, take care of yourself, do some self-care today, and be well. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.